Ah. All right, sorry. I messed up your. Ooh.
I'm loving the emotes, dude. The emotes have been great.
Yeah, yeah. The emotes. Welcome to Cool Ranch Corner, episode 83. We're gonna be talking about Fourth of July and Doritos.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
D-
So,
you have any life updates first?
short film is going to sound design. On Monday. I just got the score from the initial pass of the score from the composer, and it's pretty rad, dude. I like it. It's definitely reaffirming my decision to work with this artist. So I'm very happy. Um, so basically, I am going to be going back and forth with notes of the composer, sound design. I'll be going to their studio and like going over that. They're going to be doing a day of Foley. I don't know if you know what Foley is. It's where they like let's say somebody gets their head smushed, they like, crush a cantaloupe or something to make it
Oh,
sound
that's
like
what they
it.
make the
Like,
sound
yeah.
effects. Okay.
Yeah. So that's that's gonna be fun to do that for a day and see how that process works. Um Always ready update. I'm supposed to meet with some investors at the end of the month. Might be flying somewhere for that. Can't say where, but it's looking promising. I'm excited to move it forward. So still in talks with the talent and stuff like that. But honestly, if this thing works out with these investors, like it's all gonna just we could film as early as October at this point. So yeah, if you guys updated with whatever information I can. Our parents visited, saw the house. Spent like 3.5 days here. It's cool. We went to the nuclear science museum
Oh,
here.
that dude. Yeah, they got me a bobblehead of Nikola Tesla and an Einstein shirt.
Yeah, an Einstein shirt. Yeah,
Actually, do I have the shirt right here? I might have it right here. No, I don't. But it's a cool shirt. To me, it reminds me
yeah,
of like the shirts that Tom Holland's Spider-Man would wear.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mom was like, "Do you think you would like this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah."
yeah, that was a good shirt. That was a good choice.
Yeah. The museum was cool. I got to see like a B-52 bomber in person. That was pretty cool. There's not a
Yeah,
lot of those
that's
left.
that's a place I'd want to go and visit for sure.
Yeah. They like showed they had like a Back to the Future car from the second movie there.
I
It's
heard they
pretty
had
cool.
Fallout stuff.
Yeah, they had some Fallout stuff. They had basically anything that had to do with like anything in pop culture that had to do with like nuclear science. There was like displays and stuff, Starship Troopers and things like that. It was pretty cool. Um, yeah, kids loved it. Casey was running around. There was tons of stuff for the kids to like touch and play with, so they were entertained. And then we went to Gardunia's, but we went to a different Gardunia's, and it was terrible.
It was
So,
Gardunia's.
it's one of our favorite Mexican restaurants here,
Oh,
but we went to this one that was at a hotel, and I ordered a margarita because I wanted their it's called like a mango nata margarita, so it's like a mango margarita but with chamoy and like tahine in it. The guy goes, "Oh, we didn't have any tahine," and I'm like,
isn't that part of?
"What?"
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I'm like, "But there's no chamoy in it either." So I ask him when he comes back, I'm like, "You guys don't have any chamoy?" And he's like, "What's that?" And this guy looks Hispanic, right? And and so he's like, he grabs the menu and he walks back and he goes, "Yeah, it says it on there, but we've never had that." And I'm like, "What is
what?
this place?" And I'm
Yeah,
like, I told him, I was like, "I don't even want it then." And he's like, "Oh, okay, no worries." And then the food was just like bland. Like it wasn't the same as the other one. So now I know, like, if we're gonna go, I don't know, it kind of like ruined my like love for that place because it was crazy to me that like this one is in like historic Old Town in
what?
the Albuquerque hotel.
I've heard that there's a like and this happened in Tucson as well. You would have restaurant chains where like the
It
the
was
original
ass.
the original place is great, and then somebody makes like little like other franchises and stuff like that, right? And it just doesn't it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
mean
like
McDonald's
I
had
don't
that
know.
issue. Remember, like in the Founder, where like they started serving like what was it, mashed
Fried chicken.
potatoes and fried chicken. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I mean, and any you have that with McDonald's still. I mean, you go to like
Yeah, but it was literally just like the food was just
yeah.
not the same, you know? Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunate. But other than that, it was great. We went to like Sawmill Market, which is a place where you get to like they have a bunch of different vendors. So I got a sushi roll, dad got a French dip, uh Bobby and mom got like smoked chicken quarters and French fries with this like truffle mayo stuff on it. You got a burger.
I found
Good.
out Mom doesn't really like sandwiches.
He doesn't like
She
sandwiches?
doesn't like sandwiches. We got Jersey Mike's. Was it yesterday? I think no, might have been. It might have been no, it was yesterday. Um, and I got my original Italian that I always get. Um, and I was like, hey, like what are you gonna get? Mom,
Ow.
what'd you do?
The dog scratched me.
Oh, the dog's hit me
Ow,
right
get
now.
off me.
um,
All
but
right.
like I was like, what are you gonna get? Mom was like, I don't really know. Like I don't really like sandwiches, and I was like, huh? But yeah, I guess just not really her thing. Like I freaking love sandwiches. I love
I
sandwiches.
like sandwiches, but I don't know. Like I definitely got burnt out on them in the military because every base we went to had a Subway.
Well, that's because I mean Subway's so much different from
Subway's ass,
yeah.
man. I don't know anybody who loves Subway. I mean, Dad likes it, but
I don't know
I
if he
think
still
it's
likes
because of like
Subway these
I don't know if he
days.
does either. It smells better in Subway than it tastes. Like I walk in, I'm like, ooh, Subway, and then I take a bite, and I'm just like, this shit sucks. Bland ass, processed ass meat.
So like in Europe, they were no longer allowed to call it bread because there's too much sugar in it, so it's technically considered cake. I was like, bro,
I heard it
that's
was too
sad.
too many chemicals.
I don't know. Either way, that stuff's probably not good
Cake.
for you.
It's cake.
Yeah.
Uh, I saw what was it, that movie Friendship? You remember we watched that trailer that had like Paul Rudd and that
Yeah.
guy from I Think You Should Leave or whatever it's called. Anyways, he like he licks a toad and has a drug trip, and his drug trip is literally just like him going to a Subway. He orders a sub and then he
Oh,
wakes up and he's like, and the guy's like, how was it? And he's like, what the fucking Subway?
dude, so
I got ripped off by that toad.
I got the TV and I set it up, and so I found out the TV kind of works with Google Home, but I ended up I got a Chromecast from our sister. She had one that like she'd never used, so
Yeah,
I ended up taking it. Well, she gave it to me, and I
I
set it
stole
up,
it.
and I had Trainwrecks up, which that streamer that XTC
Yeah,
used to hang out with a lot, and so I wake up and I'm all groggy, I'm half asleep, and all I hear is him ranting about Coke Zero and Diet Coke, and he's like, why? He's like, Coke Zero tastes better than Coke. Like, nice dog.
sorry.
Uh, Coke Zero tastes better than regular Coke. He's like, why does Coke even exist? Why does Diet Coke exist? What's the difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero? And I'm like super out of it. Like I'm still like basically asleep, but I'm hearing this, and I'm like, what is going on? And I kid you not, I woke up, finally like fully woke up, and I was like, was that a dream or not? And then I was like watching the stream, so because he streams for like 12 hours at a time, and I'm watching the chat, and someone says, "Man, I love Coke Zero." I was like, "That was real." I was like, I wasn't dreaming. That was a real rant he was going on. But like, it's that's the kind of crap where it's like when you're that tired, and you hear stuff going on in the background, you're like not sure if it's a dream or not.
Yeah, so it has the TV though. You happy with it?
Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy. I haven't used like a big TV in like years, right? So I was watching this video about like Fallout 4 stuff as I do, and the I was seeing like the actual gameplay on the screen, and I was like, dude, I I forgot that it's like kind of nice to play on a big TV because you can see everything. Like monitors are nice and all, even with high resolution, but like you can really see the detail on a bigger screen.
Yeah.
So I think I might actually set up like a second keyboard and mouse and maybe like a controller in there to play games because I was watching that and I was just like, dude, like it's crazy and it's 4K as well. So if I really wanted to, like, let's say I upgrade my GPU, I could put that one in there, and then I can have that as like a 4K setup for like Skyrim or something like that.
The new TV I got is literally like integrated because it's Sony as well, but it's like integrated with PS5, so I can like
That's cool.
I told Theo to I was like, we're gonna watch something, like turn off the PlayStation, and so he like sets the remote down, and it doesn't like he turns the remote the controller off, but doesn't actually turn the PS5 off. And I had the remote in my hand, and I hit a button, and it like started messing with the PS5, and I'm like, holy, I can control this with my remote, like TV remote, and I turned it off with my TV remote. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if Sony does that. And I guess yeah, that answers my
Yeah, I
question.
think it's a newer thing, but yeah,
Oh,
it's cool.
I don't think I had the new ear cups in the last episode, but I
Oh
finally,
yeah,
yeah,
no, it doesn't. It's not all busted up. Yeah.
yeah. So that's nice, and so these are supposed to have like a cooling gel in them, so my head won't get as hot, which I've noticed it actually does help. Um,
Cool.
but it's like it's that like pleather, you know, it's not like a
Yeah.
foam. So, but yeah.
Well, you want
Oh,
to move on to Fourth of July talk, or
well,
what's
one
up?
last thing. One of my hubcaps fell off.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Dad was like, Chris says one of his hubcaps fell off, or Mom said that, and Dad's like, what the hell?
yeah, and that's the thing, like, cause I remember I work night shift at one of my jobs, so I drove to work, and then I was like, oh man, one of my tires has low pressure. I'm gonna have to fill it up when I get home, and I get I get back in my car, I drive home after work, and then I look at my car and I'm looking at the tires and I'm trying to figure out, okay, like, does this one look like it's torn? Is there a hole in it? Like, how deflated is it? Because I'm trying to make sure I don't have a flat tire. And it's if it's just low tire pressure, I just fill it up. It's not a problem. But if I have to actually patch it up, that's a much bigger issue, right? And so I'm looking at my tire, and then I look at the other tire, and I'm like, that
My
looks
hubcap.
weird. I'm like, was that always like that? And I'm thinking like, okay, well, if the hubcap fell off, like
They don't they don't fall off though. That's the
that's
thing. Dad was like, somebody stole it.
I hope not. But the thing that freaked me out because these were two separate tires that had issues. One of them was low tire pressure. The other one was the hubcap was just gone. And I'm walking down the stairs after I went to go grab the air compressor out of my apartment, and there's another car where one of the tires was just flat.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, something is going on here. So I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. I ordered a replacement. It'll be here today, but it's one that doesn't have a logo on it. So I was like, great, it's not gonna match, right?
How much
But
was it?
like $30.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like if I wanted one that had a logo on it, it was maybe like $100. So I was like, this is
Oh
freaking stupid.
jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
dude, I think somebody stole it.
who steals a freaking ABS hubcap? That's so stupid.
Freaking like hooligans who need a hubcap. They'll
I'm
just take it from somebody else. I
see,
mean, Corollas are like the most common car ever.
the thing is okay. I like the apartment itself, but and I was talking to mom and dad about this yesterday. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm tired of living in an apartment. And I already started looking at houses because I can afford one, but I just don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't want to get a house right now because with working two jobs, it's gonna be such a freaking hassle getting it all sorted out. But
Yeah. You got to
if
take time off.
yeah, and I also don't have a lot of time to take off anyways. Like maybe
Right.
in
You got to save
January.
it up. Yeah.
Um, but dude, like we have valet trash here, so you leave your trash out, they go and pick it up. Okay, not a big deal. But there were like 3 days in a row where I put my trash out between 6 and 8, which is when they say to do that. And then it says on there after 8 o'clock they'll go and pick it up, and they should have it picked up by 9. I left it out
Yeah.
there. They did not pick up the trash for 3 days in a row, and I was like, oh, maybe it's because of the rain, right? It rained the fourth day, and they picked it up. So I was like, okay, so like, what's the problem? So they're just being consistent. I paid for that service, by the way, and it's not like
Yeah, yeah.
optional.
Everybody
So
pays for it.
yeah, and so that
We
was
had
stupid.
that. We had that at our last apartment, and the people who did it were like very clearly ex-convicts. Like that was like a get out of jail, easy job to pick up right away for probation.
Well,
So,
and then the other thing is the walls here are freaking paper thin. So next door I
mm.
hear people freaking doing it. When it's
Here's
like,
some guy. Ah,
dude,
ah!
no, but seriously, I kid you not. Like it happened like the second week, and I was like, oh, whatever, like big whoop, right? Because it was when I had time off from the second job.
People doing it.
Well, because it was like my second week before I went back to working two jobs, and so I'm like waking up at like kind of early times, so I'm thinking like, oh, okay, whatever, like I won't hear this all the time, but no, then like Thursday, like this Thursday, at 7 in the morning, I hear it, and I'm like, what the? Okay, next day, 4th of July, same time, like they had a routine. And then the worst part is, right? I'm like, how are they? I was like, I get on the 4th of July because you had the day off, but on the Thursday, I was like, get a job, dude. Like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand. I get off work at like 7:30, right? So I don't hear it at 7 o'clock because I'm not home. But the day that I take off, I put PTO in for both jobs. I freaking hear that crap. I'm like, this is stupid. And then like, who designed it so that the bedrooms were next to each other?
You should put some music. Like,
I've thought about it, dude.
it's useless.
Dude, I've thought about it, right? But like with the TV, the speakers on that thing are freaking loud, right? So
Yeah.
I had like like Trainwrecks was like, I think he was doing slots or something like that. And so he's over there and he's like, it's so shameless. It's so shameless. What a scam. He's being all loud and I'm like, maybe they'll hear it. I was like, maybe and then my Google Home's alarm goes off. And I'm just making noise. I'm hoping they'll be like, God, like these balls are thin, but I don't think they take a hint, bro. Like I'm serious. I gotta get out of here, man.
Some people just don't care, man.
Either like it's either the first or the second. I honestly don't know, but like things like that, it's made me want to leave. And then of course the freaking hallways, right? Because people are bringing trash.
How long's your lease for? A year?
Yeah, but I can break the lease, and it's like I just pay like month's rent, and then that's it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. So
But
you're just looking for houses now, huh?
yeah, the only problem is like getting a good house for a good price is kind of hard, and interest rates are supposed to go down. Like,
I heard the opposite. I heard interest rates are not going down, but
well, I don't know. I know Trump's been pushing for it, but he doesn't really have a lot of say in it.
yeah, no. The issue, the issue is like the first of all, housing prices are still going up by an average of like 4% a year.
I heard that the
So-
rich were slowing down though.
So I heard that like they looked into it and they're like, we basically can't like do anything because the housing market it is what it is right now. And interest rates have been worse than this though. Is the thing.
Yeah,
like
I
they
heard in
could
the
they could
70s
definitely be worse.
In the 70s,
Yeah.
they were like 17%.
Yeah, it like ballooned up crazy, and so like that. Essentially, what I heard is they're trying to keep it from going up right now.
So, anyways, the big thing to me is just I didn't realize how bad an apartment could be. Like I was so used to my last apartment where it was really nice, and the apartment before that, like the main issue was there was just a dude that smoked next door, and there was roaches. But like,
Like roaches.
anyways, so but like something about just like the walls being thin, it's like, oh, you don't have any privacy. Like I didn't realize how bad that was, because the worst that I had in the first apartment as far as the walls being thin was the guy would play music sometimes and you would just hear the bass, like just the bass.
Oh,
right?
that sucks.
But
yeah.
that's different though, because like that's kind of the whole point of bass, is that it's at a certain frequency where it vibrates everything at like just right amount where you
Yeah,
feel it.
but it's like, dude, you're in an apartment. Like, I always
Yeah.
used to get mad when people would be crazy. Be like, where the hell do you think you are? Like,
Yeah.
other people live here. This isn't your house.
But see, and that's the thing though, like it's harder if you're gonna be making loud noises. It's harder for you to suppress bass than
Yeah.
it is like just high pitched noises, right? Because high pitched noises don't really go. No, bro, I hear everything. I'm telling you, whoever's next door, I hear everything, no joke, and it's weird. I was like,
Yeah.
anyways, but yeah, something I'm
It
thinking
it
about
just
houses.
it's like a constant reminder that you don't actually have privacy. You don't
Yeah,
like yeah.
yeah, and I think the only thing that's gonna suck is if I get a house and I have to get appliances and. But at least I can get a new washer and dryer.
You
Cause
can take your time getting them though. Yeah, the washer and dryer is important, but like I mean,
I don't need
like
a, I
we
don't
don't have a dining table yet.
I don't
We
need
have a breakfast nook table, but no dining table.
I don't even really need an oven yet because I
Dude, we
have
got a double decker Ninja air fryer oven. Oh, it's awesome.
oh I've seen those
Yeah, you can cook two things at once.
oh um I totally forgot that there's washers that have like you load them from the top as opposed to from the front because
Yeah,
the newer ones they have them they're both in the front and
yeah,
that they're like way more annoying to work with if they're from the top.
yeah. No, I heard the top ones are more likely to break too.
Well, because they usually have that agitator in the center too, which I think the newer
Yeah,
washers
and so
don't.
if they go to like if there's like too much weight in there, they'll literally like break from doing the
Yeah,
spinning. Whereas on the front loader, they're like they can't move. Like
yeah.
it's not like that.
Being an adult is kind of lame.
Yeah, it can be. I don't know. I feel like I'm finally at the point in my life where I'm like, we have a house. Like all we need is a dining table, and then we literally have like pretty much everything, or like everything we would need to be comfortable. So
Yeah, I just think I'm not gonna feel comfortable as far as like when I get a house until I've actually paid it off, which I don't plan on taking 30 years to pay it off. Just to be clear, I think I'll be able to pay it off sooner than that. But
yeah, I've heard some people refer to buying a house as like a forced savings account. You ever
yeah, that's what
thought
mom was
about it
saying
that way?
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're building equity. So
Yeah, and the sooner you
yeah,
pay it off, I mean, the more money you actually save.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I looked, like if you actually take the whole 30 years, like it
You end
basically
up
costs
paying
as much as the
double.
freaking loan. Yeah, and interest. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
So,
Um, anyways,
anyways,
you want to move on to 4th of July stuff?
yeah, dude.
So, what did you do for 4th of July?
So Thursday we did hang out a little bit, just like I would call it pregame because we didn't really like do a whole lot. But like we you know we were gonna go swimming and then it rained, and so we couldn't go swimming that day. And then we
Yeah.
went back later when it wasn't gonna rain, and then there was people at the pool, and so we were like, never mind, we're not going. So we didn't do a whole lot Thursday. We did eat and we hung out and everything. But
Wait,
Friday
what pool?
there was
Like community pool?
yeah, they have a pool in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Um, but Friday we did go swimming early in the morning and it was like 9. Holy crap, dude! It was freaking cold. It was cold. Like it wasn't cold, but I was like, we should go later. I was like, this is way too
Yeah.
cold. And then it ended up raining later in the day. It was kind of warm out, but then it rained, and I was like, never mind. But I mean, we did hot dogs and hamburgers and we had a bunch of desserts and stuff like that. We threw water balloons at each other, you know, just casual stuff. The thing is, like, we didn't really do fireworks because when you're in a neighborhood, it's kind of weird. Like especially like when you're
Dude,
that close. I saw
here
videos of you guys, yeah.
it was crazy here. People were setting off those mortars everywhere in our neighborhood. Like we were
That's
essentially
scary,
like,
dude.
yeah. No, it was fine. But we were essentially like, yeah, we don't need to go to a fireworks show. There's plenty here.
I see.
And it lasted like 3 hours.
I'm fine with like if you set them on the ground and then they go, "Beep, beep," but like doing it out on the street because you gotta remember this backyard like they have is like not very big, because I mean they're renting it, and so yeah, like it wasn't really a good idea to do fireworks there. Like I'm sure people did them out front, but like by the time that it got dark, because it gets dark at like 9 here. It
Well,
takes
it's illegal to do them in your backyard here, but you can do them on a paved area. And so people were just in front of their house, just setting off fireworks everywhere.
was it illegal to do that in Arizona?
I don't know.
Because I know we used to do it in the backyard.
I know like every county has its own laws and stuff,
Um,
but
but bottom line, like I was surprised the fireworks weren't very loud here. Like I didn't hear a whole lot. Like I did hear some, but it wasn't crazy.
Sammy was terrified. Thought
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't be
world was ending.
surprised. But I mean, we just kind of hung out. We didn't go crazy. I mean, part of it, you gotta remember they have like babies, so like
Yeah, yeah, it's different. I mean, we essentially we got Rudy's barbecue, pretty good. It's always good. Got some ribs, got some pulled pork, some jumbo smoked potatoes. It was good. We watched Transformers, the
the
original one.
OG. Wow,
Yeah, first one.
that is
Sorry,
a
not the
fourth.
cartoon.
That is a fourth
Yeah,
4th of July
came
movie.
out on
Yeah.
4th of July. Yeah. I remember getting out of that movie, like it ending, and then we were like watching fireworks in the parking lot. You could see him in the distance, listening to Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like did we drive home in Dad's truck?
No,
That was before the truck.
he wasn't there yet. He was still in
I don't
a
think that's
different state.
true. Is that
I don't want
true?
to give details. Yeah, he was in a different state.
I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, I was like, when did this come out? 2007? I was in middle school. I remember
See,
he wasn't there.
but 2007, I was. That doesn't. We were in the house when I was 6.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Because I remember getting mini corn dogs before I went to daycare and kindergarten, and we were at the house, and I was 5.
I think maybe it was like right before.
No shot.
Yeah. Anyways,
2007.
so we did that, and then oh, we did a crumble cookie video. That was fun. Yeah, 2007.
We're gonna try this
16
crumble
years
cookies
ago.
menu.
Oh, yeah, so we got crumble cookies. I did have some off camera, and they were not worth it. Next time we get them, I'm not touching them. They like it's ugh, so much sugar. Um, and then we watched an episode of Stranger Things because we're showing the Stranger
Oh,
Things.
you guys are rewatching it?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you guys
we
said that
watched
yesterday,
we
and I was
watched
like, huh?
episode 3 when they find like the fake body of Will, and like everybody's all sad and the music's sad. Theo was like all teared up, and we're like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Sad."
Well, dude,
I'm like, "Yeah,
it was
this is the
funny.
episode that hooked everybody."
Yesterday we were playing Minecraft, and he hopped on the mic and he was asking what I was doing, and I was like, oh man, like he actually, I forgot he's at that age where he has like actual thoughts. Because I'm so
He's
used,
aware.
I'm so used to like our nieces. They're just like, hey, so are we good to go to the pool? Yeah, and then 5 minutes later, hey, so you're gonna take us to the pool, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny when they're like when they're super young, like it's literally like attention span of a goldfish. So like they have no concept of time. Like I'll like Theo would be like he'd be like when are grandma and grandpa coming? And I'm like, what? You got a calendar? You gonna put it on there? He's like, no, I just wanted to know. And I'm like, in 2 weeks. Do you know when 2 weeks is? He's like tomorrow? And I'm like, no, 2 weeks. And then every day I'll be like, how many more days? I'm like, stop asking.
Do you know what 2 weeks is? He's like,
No.
I don't know. God, or like when you were a little kid, your mom would say like, oh yeah, we'll leave in 5 minutes, and then you're like, I swear it's been a really long time. Are you sure this is 5 minutes?
It's been 30 seconds. No, it's funny. Like when Jurassic World, when we went to go see that in 40X, I wake up and I'm like, we're going today, but I don't want you asking every 5 minutes like how much longer, because it's not until the evening. And he's like, okay. A couple hours later, when are we going to the movies? I'm like, not for another 6 hours. He's like, oh, okay.
Well, you have to use landmarks that they understand. That like after dinner,
Yeah.
or after lunch or whatever, right? Because then
The thing is, we don't really have like set meal times here. Like we just kind of eat whenever we're hungry, I guess.
yeah, but it's
you know.
to me, it's like let's say you someone telling you directions, try to get somewhere, and you go, yeah. Once you pass the Walmart with the big flag in front of it, you turn left, and there's the house, right? Someone
Dude,
tells you that.
I hate when like we were at that hotel, the one that had the shitty gardenias at it,
Yeah.
and uh I asked Bobby, I'm like, where did you go to the bathroom? Like, where's it at? And she's like, oh, it's right. You take a left and it's right there. Go there. Like, mom and I are like, there's no bathroom here. And then
There
and
is
then we
no
go back.
bathroom.
We go to the desk, right? We go to the desk and ask like the hotel concierge or whatever her name is, like, where's the restroom at? Oh, you go all the way down there, you take a right, and then you take a left, and then you take another right, and then you go into this like this bar area, and there's the restroom there. We go all the way there, can't find the bar, finally find this bar area. We've been walking for like 3 minutes. We go we go into the bar, and there's like construction workers there, and I'm like, they said the restrooms in here, and he's like, oh, it's down there, you take a right, and then you take another right, and I'm like, Jesus
Screw
Christ.
this. I'm just pissing
Like,
on the floor.
yeah, no, if I was about to shit myself, it would have been done already. It would have been like emergency, like worst case scenario, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I would have been like, please, there's a bathroom. There's a bathroom.
Someone
Like,
give me
oh my God. It's over there, man. Anyways, we found the bathroom, but it was a bit of a walk. And I guess there was another one like closer, but for some reason the freaking
Oh,
hotel
like
desk lady didn't tell us.
so Bobby found the closer one.
Yeah, but I think she just explained it wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
We got confused very easily too, to be fair. Anyways, if you do, I mean, I don't, we set off fireworks, like the little ground fireworks, you know.
I do
That was
want to
fun.
say one thing. You see, gas prices are like kind of low right now, right? Like gas prices, it's like 250 for us right now.
Yeah.
The
Gas
the,
prices are currently trending downwards.
the national
Some
average.
experts predicting the cheapest summer gas since 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of insane.
The national average right now
It's like
is
310 or something like that, right?
315. Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Cool. Yesterday it was 316. So it's going down. Very cool. I don't know, I put premium 91 octane in my Mustang, so it's usually like $1 more.
Does your car requires that?
No, it can run on regular like 87, but it I lose horsepower, and then like I don't know, they say like it's not as fuel efficient either.
Because I heard what it is uh the
I lose
grade
15 horsepower.
the grade of gas that you get, if you get the wrong grade, it doesn't combust correctly, and then
It tells you on your, like, when you look at the gas, what do you call it?
gas cap or what?
Yeah, it's usually on the gas cap or the little panel on like the it covers the gas cap. It'll usually tell you the range, and it'll be like, don't use anything less than this, nothing more than that.
Oh.
But yeah, with this I can basically use anything from like 87 to 93, but it's recommended 91. So I use like, I guess it's Supreme, not Premium or whatever. But so I don't know. I mean, I get 33 on the highway, so I'm not complaining. Like, I feel like I get my money's worth. But I'm curious. I'm like, I've used Supreme the whole time, so it's like, why would I switch to the other one? I feel like it's, I've put on 5,500 miles on it with Supreme. Like, I feel like switching to regular like can't be good for it.
I don't know. I mean,
It definitely doesn't burn as clean.
yeah, you're driving down the road and there's just a black cloud.
Well, they said that if you switch, the engine tunes to it, but like you'll notice some knocking at first. And I'm like, yeah, the engine knocking doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
yeah.
It's just like the valve timing and stuff is different depending on like
But isn't that crazy that your car can adjust?
yeah. Like
It's
old cars couldn't do that.
like a
Yeah.
living machine, dude. That's
Dude,
insane.
I mean, that 10-speed automatic transmission that I have, they say that it literally adapts to how the driver drives,
Yeah,
you know? And
that's crazy, dude.
so like I went anytime I've driven like a rental car that had a car that had a transmission that did that, it was always shit because like every driver was different that was driving it like every week, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, so it would like sound bad. Like it'd be like
Who's driving
like
me
trying
right
to
now?
yeah. It's like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think I switched now. um oh, I had a recall for this like computer thing. There's like some computer bug, right, for the car. It came to my house and did it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they have you go to the dealership for that, right?
So I went to the dealership just to get like my tires rotated and oil changed. And I was like, "Oh, and I have a recall." And they're like, "Yeah, I don't think we can fit that in today because you're here like later in the afternoon, but we can have somebody come to your house and do it." I'm like, "Sure." Took 20 minutes. They like showed up, plugged it in.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, "That's cool." There's the one positive thing about everything being electronics now. You know,
Yeah.
they can come to your house and do the recall.
Well, I mean, it's just a random thing. We were having a discussion about why they don't have powered windows in your house. Like, why is that not a thing that you see commonly? And because
I think it's just expensive.
yeah, but they, mom and dad
Some
were
people have
saying
them.
it's expensive, but also like it's something else you have to like maintain and this and that. And I was like, but I mean,
They probably just break more. Like they don't get like how often do you open your windows? You know what I mean? Like not as often as you would think.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if it's something where it's like a smart window, where when the
Like I
temperature
I
outside
do
is colder than what your AC is set at, then it would just,
I would say in like the fall it is very nice to open the windows and
dude,
then
it's
like
so nice.
you like
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and there's that like I don't know the air is like
There's this,
different, you know?
yeah, yeah,
It's like a cool like dewy air.
yeah. And you can feel it in your lungs, dude. Like it's
Yeah,
like.
and then Bobby goes, "Close the window!"
Or mom, achoo, achoo. She's just sneezing out loud.
Freaking pollen and shit coming inside.
Dude, that's just crazy. So there's a lot more trees and stuff here, right? And
Yeah,
I
look
would,
how
I
much
was,
you feel.
you're good. I was expecting to have like really bad allergies here, and no, like I think the worst that I've had is if I sleep kind of weird. My throat kind of hurts when I wake up, but like I'm not like sniffling and having my eyes water and stuff like that. Like I had worse issues in Tucson in some cases. Here, it's not really a problem.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't decide if I wanted Miami Nights or if I wanted dude, this can looks awesome,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
Couldn't decide if I wanted that or dragon fruit. Oh, Dollar Tree. This is a perfect segue. I went to Dollar Tree again, and they still have a ton of G Fuel cans. So, and they
So-
don't expire until 2027.
Are they selling cans for $1?
$1.25 a can.
Holy crap!
They had PewDiePie. They had a bunch of PewDiePie. It was good.
Do they have any Nemesis tea?
No, but maybe I don't know. I've seen people like, oh, mine had the Pac-Man cherry lollipop.
I go over there.
Mine had
There's a can that expired like last year. I'm like, screw it,
Mine
man.
had- mine had a ton of PewDiePie, a little bit of Tetris Blast, a good amount of Blue Bomber slushy,
Blue Bomber slushie's good.
some Sonic Peach rings, which I already had some, so I didn't get any. Berry Bomb. They had a couple cans of that. I found one can of snow cone, but it was all busted up, like somebody dropped it, so I didn't get that. But
As long as it's not
yeah, no.
freaking what was it, Tropical Rain?
God, did they have tropical rain cans? They did at one
They
point,
did.
huh?
I remember I got like a 6-pack of them and I regretted it.
It's something about the kiwi aftertaste. It's just like I don't like artificial kiwi. I can't do artificial kiwi. It's just not
Swiss
for me.
Instant piss. It's just it was, that one was not great.
Guys, there is a G Fuel BOGO going on for 4th of July until the 8th, and code Danny D can be applied to give me a commission. It does not give you a discount, but it shows them that like, you guys support me, which is, you know, if I ever want to get a flavor someday, that's the best way to tell them that you want that is use my code. Um, buy one get one free. They have like over 25 tubs to choose from. Sour watermelon. So they had like a specific like old skin of it already, and then they already reskinned it with like the new logo and stuff. Sour watermelon is probably the best new flavor in like the last year, in my opinion. It tastes like one of those watermelon blow pops with the gum in it. It's
Ooh.
so good, man. Yeah. So buy one get one free, baby. I also recommend Blue Bomber slushy. It's just everybody loves it.
Yeah, that's a
Everybody
good
who's
flavor.
tried it, they're like, yeah, this is good. It's like an icy.
Yeah.
Um, so I recommend those flavors, but go get you some G Fuel. You get 80 servings for like $36. I mean, if you think about it, that's cheaper than going to Dollar Tree and buying cans for $1.25. But I see people all the time, you know, they're like, oh, G Fuel's expensive. And then I look at their profile and they're drinking Monster and stuff. I'm like, bro, you're paying like 2 for 6 for that shit. Like, Jesus, man. It's so expensive and it's nasty. Like anything that changes the color of your pee and the smell of it is probably not good for you. Just
It
saying.
changes the color of your pee.
Yes, it makes it like a that like you know like the color of Monster, where it's that like radioactive like yellow
Yeah, and
green.
that
It'll make your pee that color.
and because
Fucked up.
the G Fuel is usually
Clear.
clear. Yeah, because
It's the cans are clear. Yeah,
Hmm.
and there's no like so there's no artificial dyes. This doesn't have ginseng and a bunch of stuff because they just came out and said that if you drink too much ginseng, it can actually like promote the growth of cancer, and it's like that's not good.
I always thought it was weird.
Something like that, yeah.
I tried Red Bull for the first time and like
Taurine is bad too.
yeah I tried
Taurine.
Red Bull for the first time in like 2018 2019 right, maybe it was 2020, and I remember I poured it out because I was trying to see what color it was, and it looks like gasoline.
It looks like gasoline, man.
I was like, I don't know if I want this.
I mean, I saw a thing. I saw a YouTube video where this doctor was like, okay, so this study came out, and they basically said that these chemicals, like the more that's in a product, the higher it is on like the carcinogen spectrum, and like those energy drinks, those freaking nasty ones like that have like a radioactive smell to them and stuff, like Rockstar, Red Bull, all that stuff. They were all towards the top of the list, man. And people drink that shit like it's water. I see memes all the time where it's like when you're on your fifth one and you're thinking about grabbing another, and it's like it's freaking it's like your kidneys, and it's Willem Dafoe from that movie, and he's all
Yeah.
come on, bro, please no. Anyways, I like seriously, guys. I don't know if anybody remembers the old days, but I literally tried like all the energy drinks that I could get my hands on, like the big brands, and G Fuel just kept it kept being the one that I went towards. Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel like shit afterward. I didn't get a crash. The only time I've gotten a crash from G Fuel, I don't think it's G Fuel, it's the caffeine. If you just dump caffeine, like I
Yeah.
was like dry scooping it during 24-hour streams like multiple times, and towards the end of it, I just felt like a crash, and it's like, yeah, that's my caffeine receptors burning out.
And that's also you being awake for 24 hours.
Yeah, anybody's gonna feel it after that. But I remember in high school, not gonna name any names, trying an energy drink, and like I'm like, oh cool, I feel jittery, and then like an hour later, I just feel like shit. And I think it was a combination of that and the sugar too, because you also get the
Yeah.
sugar crash. Yeah, this is green tea extract caffeine, like the cleanest form of caffeine you can get, basically. So get you some G Fuel, buy one get one free. Dollar Tree's got cans. I like the powder. When I'm at home, if I know I'm gonna be going out and about, I'll grab a can. Convenient, you know. They do taste different. I've had people ask me like, "Oh, does like Wampa fruit, for example, taste like apple cider in the can, and then in the powder it tastes like mango more." Like
Oh,
it's just interesting.
dude, I didn't realize that Angry Joe had a golden apple pear flavor. I wish I had known that. I was
Yeah,
like, holy crap, dude.
I don't know if it's available anymore, but it came back for a while. Yeah. Um, join our Discord. It is free. People, it's been very active in there. People talk about movies, all kinds of stuff. Lots of there's. I've noticed there's a couple of actors and filmmakers in there. It's really cool. Some guy was talking about how he got a tour of like Robert De Niro's new studio the other day.
I
That was
remember
cool.
that. Yeah.
Somebody went to last night. Somebody was just talking about how they went to was it a museum or something, and there was all these movie props. It was pretty cool. They
Mhm.
shared a bunch of pictures, and I was like, that's actually really cool, dude.
Well, I also just love
So
that we have like inside jokes in there that are
yeah,
like
we have inside
consistent.
jokes.
Uh,
We've been adding. Chris has been adding emotes and stuff.
yeah.
My favorite is still the shut the like. It's Ronald McDonald.
Oh,
Ronald
yeah.
McDonald shaking his head and going, "Shut the fuck up, Chad. Please, just shut the fuck." He's the face.
I need to know like what is the
And
context.
I don't
behind
know because whoever it is, they legitimately look like Ronald McDonald.
it.
It looks just like the commercials from, but it's just like he's just like so like over, like please shut the fuck.
But like the thing is, somebody who goes in there, they just start saying some like brain rot, just like really stupid.
Yeah, yeah, and you're
Like-
just like, please shut the.
And, like,
Or there's one where it's just me like,
yeah, and that one gets used so
Yeah.
much, dude. Because like it can
Yeah.
only be like something just like, hey, does anyone want to play Grief? And it's like, oh, we'll talk about Grief later when we do our gaming talk. But yeah,
yeah, we'll talk about it. And then join our Patreon for as little as $1. Tons of benefits. We have a gaming session next weekend.
Yep.
Not sure what we're gonna play.
Grief.
Dude, I'm so burnt out on gaming, man. If I'm being honest, we'll talk about it later. I legitimately don't know what to play anymore. But if you join our Patreon, you also get access to giveaways. We have anybody who joins anybody who joins the Patreon gets access to secret Discord giveaways. So I did one for 4th of July. Normally we have our G Fuel Tub giveaways at the middle of the month. Those are still happening, but I decided, hey, it's 4th of July. Let's do a fun giveaway. So I have a AAA Angry Army Ammunition G Fuel Collector's Box. This is Golden Apple Pear. One of my all-time favorite flavors, classic. One of the first like G Fuel flavors that made me realize, holy shit, they're like making flavors nobody else does. Delicious. And so you get a tub. Yeah, every collector's box comes with a tub, 40 servings. Then there's a sticker in here, and then there's a shaker.
Ooh, I like that shaker.
Yeah. And Angry Joe Show, I mean, they're like my go-to for video game reviews.
Yeah.
Always have been, and movie reviews sometimes. They have interesting takes, but anyways, this one was in the Discord, and the winner is What a Cisco. Cisco, congratulations. You won this collector's box. I genuinely like it sucks if you didn't win this. This is great flavor, dude. It's so good. I have a ton of collectors. Well, not a ton, but I have like 4 or 5 more collector's boxes that I have ready to give away. So come join. Like it's essentially at the point where like people have won so much stuff that like anytime somebody new joins, like they automatically win because the freaking thing that I used to select them is like, oh, somebody new, and picks them. Like 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. So if you want to win something, join. Like I said, we're doing our tub giveaways later this month. We have an international one. So if you're somebody who's like, I live in New Zealand and we don't get G Fuel, I got you. Okay? Join. Only $10. And it costs like $30 to ship something like that. So join. Get you some G Fuel. So yeah, thank you for those who do support, you know, the Patreon and who are a part of the Discord.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. Obviously Chris just moved. I moved not too long ago. We're still kind of getting settled in and figuring out the rhythm of things. We haven't had a guest in a while because we tried to book somebody and it just kept not working out. But I think for episode 85 we will have one. I don't know who. I'll figure it out though. Anyways, we also, if you join the Discord, or sorry, join the Patreon, we have Patreon questions. So you have the opportunity to ask a question for every episode. And also, we will shout you out if you join. So shout out to Cisco for returning at tier 3. Very cool. Love you, Cisco. He's been a long time supporter. Cool guy. And then Tommy Slays rejoined at what's the $10 tier? Tier 4. I think tier
Yes.
4.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Cisco. Welcome. And then we have a couple of questions. Let me see here. We have 2 questions. Normally you have more, but 4th of July weekend, everybody's busy. So,
Yep.
and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. It's nice to only have a couple this time. Cal says, "What's one discontinued snack, drink, or candy you miss and would bring back in a heartbeat?"
Ooh.
When I woke up and saw this, I was like, "Discounted."
Oh.
I was like, "What the hell? What are you talking about?" Discontinued
Discontinued.
snack. Ooh.
Ooh, the,
Do they still make bug juice?
I was just thinking about that. Apparently they do.
Okay, so not bug juice.
But those Funyuns, was it the chili limon?
Really? You like those? I
Yeah,
didn't know
they
you
were
like stuff
really
like
good.
that.
I think that's what they were. Well, I think it's what they were. The ones that we used to get all the time, they were really freaking good. They have some flavor that the bag looks similar, but it's not the same thing.
I'm looking at discontinued snacks from the 90s and 2000s. Because that'll be like, the stuff we grew up eating. Okay,
I think bug juice still exists. I'm pretty sure.
Butterfinger BBs. I remember those. Choco Tacos.
Oh, those did get discontinued. I remember that.
Yeah. Skittles gum. Remember that?
That I don't remember.
Hershey's Kissables. They're literally like Hershey Kisses, but they have like an outer shell and they're different colors. Remember that?
I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, if you saw it, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Dr. Pepper berries and cream. I feel like they brought that back now.
They did.
So, let's see.
Mountain Dew USA.
I feel like they brought that back.
No, they brought back Summer Freeze.
Fruit Loops cereal straws. You remember those?
I do remember, we had those at the duplex. I
Yeah.
remember those.
Yeah. Reese's used to have these things called like BBs, and they look like Milk Duds, but they're Reese's. Those were good. Jesus Christ, Doritos third degree burn. I'm good, man. I don't need no third degree burn when I'm eating my Doritos. Damn. Oreos, they've brought those back in like
They
different
have.
forms.
Count Chocula.
Yeah. They bring that back every year.
Do they still have,
Cheetos Twisted Puffs. Those are gone.
do they
Remember
still
those?
have,
They were like,
yeah, I remember those. Do they still have chocolate mini wheats? I feel like I don't see those anymore.
yeah, they do. I've seen them.
Okay.
They brought back Crystal Pepsi.
I would say it's probably going to be those Funyuns. Mountain Dew USA was really good. That's probably it.
Yeah, I think they used to have these things called swoops, and they were like they had like a Reese's one, an Almond Joy one, a York one. They were basically like they looked like Pringles, but they were like
Nemesis
chocolate
team.
dipped chips. Oh my goodness. They discontinued since last year.
It's vaulted.
Waffle sticks. They used to have the Pillsbury waffle sticks. Those are gone.
Oh, dude. Eggo had mini muffin tops.
Yeah, those are never my thing, but yeah, I
love
remember
those.
those. Skittles gum, although I feel like the flavor went away so fast, but I remember those. Yogos, they were like these little like yogurt ball things, and sometimes like they would have them.
Well, so I haven't had Dippin'
At,
Dots
like, my
in a
friend's
long
house,
time. Those aren't discontinued, but I used to love Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, Dippin' Dots are still around. It's still expensive as hell.
Yeah. What are they?
They're
What
always
are
so
they?
expensive.
Is it just frozen ice cream?
Yeah, it's just like little ice cream balls. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. What do we got here? Lots of stuff here. Some of these things look like they're more from like the 80s and get to experience them. Yeah. Crystal Pepsi. They brought that back. They bring that back like every time Stranger Things comes out now.
I thought they brought back New Coke.
I don't know if they did. They might have just for this last one.
That was season 2, wasn't
Dude,
it?
did you see? I saw a video and it's like, no, look what they did to my boy, and it's like kids' cuisine. The painting
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
all like completely different.
They did the same thing to Apple Jacks.
Oh,
What?
dude, they had the. I just found these. They had these Rugrats vanilla frosted cookies. I remember that shit. Let me. I don't, you probably don't remember it.
No. Um,
They were really good. Yeah. Do they still do fruit roll-ups that had the tattoos?
I don't know if they had the tattoos, but they still do fruit roll-ups. And they do
Well, yeah, I know they do that, but
fruit by the foot as well.
fruit by the foot.
That's not discontinued.
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm
really good. Fruit by the foot slaps.
I mean, I feel like if I like you eat it now and you're like, God, this is so like
For me
bad.
the texture is a big thing. But I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
you ever had
Anyways, yeah.
fruit leather?
Yeah,
Freaking
it's hit or
love fruit
miss.
leather. It's hit or
Depends on the
miss.
flavor. Yeah, it depends on the
I
flavor.
always get
I
like
don't like I
strawberry.
don't like berry stuff.
You don't like
Like
strawberry?
regular berry, like blueberry and stuff like that.
Oh, I
Not a
like
fan.
strawberry is my thing. I always go for
I like
strawberry.
apple fruit leather.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, thanks for your question, Cal. That was a fun
Yeah.
nostalgia trip. Super Dude 01 asks, "What's the best part of 4th of July?" I would say the fireworks. I think the fireworks are. No,
Swimming.
there's something about like, yeah, swimming's cool too. There's something about like last night I was in my backyard and I'm just like watching all these fireworks in our neighborhood and like in the distance and like in the city, just everywhere. Like it's crazy. Albuquerque is I think it's because we have like really relaxed laws here with it. So people just have like everybody has mortar fireworks. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, if you think about it, it's kind of like the reason why it's like like other countries don't do that is because like they legitimately deal with like conflict and war and stuff. And it's like,
Oh, yeah, I
you
didn't think
know,
about that.
we literally do it as like a symbol of like we're free and we don't have to like this. We choose to have explosions in the sky,
Yeah.
you know. Um, yeah. So I would say the fireworks. That's what I'm choosing.
Um, I will say like having family there is really nice. It's just always
Spend time with family. Yeah.
it's always rough when it's like for example like the past few years where like I haven't really had the ability to go and visit because it's like everyone's either in Texas or mom and dad are in Yuma, but it's like what are we gonna do if I go over there 4th of July? Like we're gonna sit
Yeah.
there and just watch fireworks, like that's it. When you have like a big gathering of people and you're all hanging out and you got music playing and you're eating and stuff like that, like it's just having that's really nice. But I remember like I would always go swimming and you'd always have everybody in the pool and everyone's doing their own little thing. You have the kids in one area, you have the adults in the other, and everyone's just kind of chatting, catching up, and stuff like that. And it's always nice. The pool is usually like the central spot for all of that. So
Yeah. I don't have you because now that you're like living close to our sister and our nieces and nephew, does it kind of like give you that kind of perspective where you're like, man, to be that age and be a kid with no responsibility
oh,
and
I
just to
mean,
like,
yeah, like, but the thing is, it's like what I really thought about is I'm like, okay, they're not old enough to be at the part where it's like really fun to do 4th of July, and we also don't we aren't as
right.
settled enough yet for it to be super settled. Because like I said, they kept asking, hey, are you gonna go to the pool? Are you gonna go to the pool? And it's like I remember when we used to like we would go to a specific person's house, and they would have a pool, and everyone would go to that same house, and we'd all be in the pool, right? And yeah, there was no like, oh man, like someone's got to clean the pool to get it ready for everything, and someone has to go and get the food, someone has to get the fireworks, someone has to get the drinks, all this stuff. It was literally just you would show up and I'm gonna jump in the pool now. That's it. That's all it was. And
Yeah, you don't
that
have to
was
worry
super
about
nice.
anything.
But they're not at the age where it's like they're gonna remember most of that stuff. So I think right now it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh hey,
I
like we're
guess
gonna go do our thing. But I'm excited for when we're settled enough to where we can actually like one they're gonna remember everything, but also
yeah.
we have a place to go to. It's not just oh well we're at this house right now, so we're gonna go to the pool that's in the neighborhood like if one of us has a pool, that'd be really cool because then that person's house is a place to go to for the 4th of July and those kinds of summer events and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, I think one of the things that it's interesting to think about is when you're a kid, you haven't experienced these exciting things before, and so like your level of excitement, you know what I mean? Like it's the bar is so low that like everything is mind blowing, and then you become an adult, and it's roller coasters. I'm like roller coasters are awesome, but I've ridden so many that like it's rare for them to actually be like, holy shit, that was a good one, you know? Or
yeah,
like the fact that I've rode in helicopters, like the G-force thing, never really like, I'm just like, yeah, it's not as crazy as that one time we almost crashed, like,
yeah.
like
Well,
it's.
dude, I've thought about that where it's like so the feeling of falling when it's
I
not
hate it. Yeah,
when it's not intentional, it's freaking scary, right? But when you're jumping
yeah.
out of a plane on purpose, like
See, and that's the thing. I like the reason why I don't want to skydive is because I hate that feeling, that sinking feeling in your stomach. But I
yeah,
hear that when you skydive, like you only feel it for like the first couple of seconds and then it stops because that initial feeling of falling stays there.
I
You know?
wonder, those indoor skydiving places where they have like a giant fan. I want to try that out. I wonder what that's
Yeah, I
like.
do too. But I think what my the alarm that goes off in my brain, like even going in one of those is like, oh, like if this stops right now, I'm gonna eat shit. Like face plant or something, land on my head. Dude, I saw a video.
Don't they have
Uh,
harnesses?
no, it's like you just wear like a jumpsuit. I don't know. I think it like slowly slows down so you can like slowly
I'm
land.
sure they have like uninterrupted
I don't see
power
harnesses
supplies and stuff
though.
like that. They
What
have
was I gonna say?
certain
I
options.
saw I saw a video. Do you remember Che Dorena? He was like he's a comedian. I had him
Yeah.
on Creators Unite like once or twice. He's coming to Albuquerque in December, so I'm gonna like definitely go. But he always like reacts to videos now, and then at the end he'll be like laughing, and then his tour dates pop up.
Yeah.
I saw one yesterday where this guy's on a bike and he like jumps and like goes off of like a patio, and when he lands, he like falls forward and like totally lands directly on his head, and he's just like, call 911. And he's just like, bro, probably bent his brain stem. And and the camera's guy like, yo, you good? You for real? And he's
Well,
like, call 911.
well, dude, the one that was really bad. Remember that guy
Oh,
fell out of the paramotor? That one was bad. He's all, hey Siri, call
oh
911,
yeah.
and it
Jerry,
wouldn't.
call
Yeah, it
911.
wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
it's like, do you want me to order Papa John's?
No, okay, it
Yeah.
didn't do that, but it was
Oh,
still.
Siri, shut up. I'm trying to call Papa John's.
Um,
She's like, I found 3 locations.
but that's scary, dude. When you land like that and you're like the only person that's nearby is your freaking automated assistant on your phone, and it's like doesn't even want to work. It's like, dude, you're just screwed. And he can't move his arms. Everything's broken.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Siri.
that sucks, man.
You remember when that guy in the helicopter is like hunting and then he falls
Yeah.
out and you just hear,
Yeah.
that guy probably broke his back.
God, dude.
Oh, dude, I
Eh,
saw a video where this guy was eating, he's like eating a hot dog or something, and then like you could see the car behind, like through
Oh,
his back window
dude,
getting closer, and
he
you're like,
keeps
oh.
eating. He keeps eating afterwards.
Well, no, like in this, the one I'm talking about, he did it. He like his seatbelt like pops off. He like, and then he's just like, he's still got food in his mouth. Like he has to like finish chewing and swallow. But his hot dog went flying, and it's like, I think it said in the description that like the guy, like he messed up something in his back from it.
I no, I think it's the same video because there's like 2 clips that I've seen that is the same angle, but one of them's a woman, and that one's funny because she just has a drink in her hand, and she gets hit and goes, it just
Yeah,
explodes.
I almost sent it to you the other day. I saw one where it was like these 2 guys are in a car and the girl's in like a big truck, like a F-250, and he's like what do you want? She's like, what, you think you can just like not answer your phone and this and that? And he's like, we're done. I'm not doing it. And then she's like, oh, we're done, huh? And he's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And then she's like, oh, you don't give. And then she's like, oh yeah. And then like she like starts to turn around and he's like, bro, with like, what are you doing? And like they literally like drive off. And then you hear the truck like speeding up behind them, and he goes, "Oh yeah!" And then it cuts to like them upside down, like the car's upside down, and she's like sticking her head to the window. Yeah, you don't give a fuck, huh? You see, that's what you get. And he's just like, "You're fucking crazy." And the guy with the camera's like, "Oh, you tried to kill me." Oh my! She literally flipped the car. It's like you going to jail, and you're just like, that's what you get. I saw another one where the guy was like, he's like, here, hold my drink, and he's like, no, you won't do it. And they're in the middle of the desert, and again, guy with an no, I think it was like an F-150 or a Raptor or something, and he just comes speeding through the desert, hits up, and like the truck catches air, but then it flips forward. And then like boom, and the camera goes like, oh shit.
Dude, do you remember that clip of the guy that like rented a Tesla and he like went over a huge freaking hill and it just you just see sparks? Like, I think he hit a trash can.
Have you seen that one where it's like a guy like there's a, what do you call it, like what those, it's like a ditch, right, where like the rainwater's supposed to go.
Uh-huh.
And he's like standing there next to like a power line, right? And all of a sudden he turns and this like Tacoma is just like and just catches crazy air, like hits a fence. It's so fast. And the guy's just like, oh. It's just like he was getting chased by the cops and he went through the ditch and just caught air. Dude, vehicles catching air, I don't know why it's so funny. They're so heavy.
I saw, so okay, I didn't realize there's a part of engineering, civil engineering for speed bumps where you're supposed to make them visible. Like if you just put like, you know, tar over part of the road and it puts a bump in it and you can't really see it until you get close up to it, it's dangerous because you could drive over it and then like you could damage your car. Yeah. Well, I saw one where they put it in a neighborhood. There was one in a neighborhood, and they didn't paint it or anything. They're supposed to put like white lines over it so you can at least see it's different.
Yeah, and you see people just flying over it.
Yeah,
like...
well, they're going down the street going 40 and a 25, and it just like
dude, it's crazy the damage it does.
Yeah, you pop one bumper off with that, dude. Like it's something.
Yeah, I remember I saw one the other day, and I had seen it before where the guy like, and they're like, that guardrail was perfectly engineered and you still found a way to like miss it. It's like a little gap just big enough for a car that like it's on the side of a cliff. And so the guy goes through it and he goes, oh fuck, I'm dead. I'm dead. He's like rolling down the hill.
Well, isn't that terrifying though? Like if you were in that situation, like you're probably dead, and that's all you can say.
I know how to drive better
I'm
than that. That's so ridiculous that he like missed it like that.
Yeah, but
like
I'm just saying,
he had to be like perfectly angled to go through it. Essentially, is what I'm saying. Like, bro did not have to take a corner.
Well, I know it's one thing that like I brought up at work. I was like, so if it snows and the ice or there's ice on the road, like. Do I come in or what? And they're like, well, usually we have a charge number and you don't come in and you just have the day off because like they'd rather you be safe and not come to work than be out there running around. It's like they're not necessarily worried about you being bad at driving. They're worried about the other drivers because a lot of them don't know how to drive in the snow.
When I was stationed in Washington, I remember it was Christmas Day.
Oh no.
Christmas Day, and they call it the Spit. And it's this long, like, road that leads to the base. Like, if you look at a map, it looks like somebody spit on it, and it just like, and then like the big glob is the base, right? They call it the Spit, and on both sides it's just like big rocks and the ocean. And I hit black ice, and I'm like, and I'm gonna go in the water. but I was fine. I totally thought I was gonna go off into the water.
I don't
You
think
cannot. It's scary because you can't see it.
I don't think I've
You just hit
ever.
it, and your brakes, like, you know.
Well, so with that, what are you supposed to do? Just drive slow?
You're actually supposed to, like, instead of hitting your brakes, you're supposed to give it gas, and I think that's why I was fine. Is because, like, I realized, oh shit, I need to give it gas to, like, because what happens is, like, your anti-brake lock system, like, triggers, and it basically, like, locks your brakes for you, and so you have to, like, give it gas to, like, unlock it. I might be describing it wrong. At
Yeah,
least with my
but
truck, when I gave it gas, it moved, and, like,
what are you supposed to do to avoid having issues with black ice? Is you just drive slower?
I mean, you can't see it. It just, like, you just have to
Yeah, no,
know,
no, no.
like, oh, it's the conditions for black ice.
Yeah, and so if you know you're in the condition like the weather could cause black ice, right? You just supposed to drive slower in that kind of weather?
I would drive slower, and then also, like, obviously, like, have your both hands on the wheel and be ready for it, because it's,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, and
um
luckily to drive to work, it's like I just drive straight for a little bit, and so it's not really like that dangerous.
yeah, I hit the black ice, and then, like, I hit the brake, and then the brakes, like, totally locked up, and I couldn't. I like they were, like, stuck as I was sliding, and I'm, like, sliding, like, the ass end went that way, and I thought I was gonna go straight into the water, but instead I turned the wheel that way and gave it gas, and then I got my traction again and was
So
fine. But, like, for a second I was like, I almost went in the ocean.
I've only ever had issues. I've never like spun out or anything, but I've only ever had issues with my car once, and it was when I was driving the Fiesta. Yeah, I remember I turned left and it had just rained, and
Yeah.
I remember like I was like, why am I not turning right now? And then I look at my dash, and there's just a light that says traction control like issue or whatever, and I see the little image of the car going, and I was like, that's
Oh
weird.
no.
But I mean, obviously I was fine, but I was just like, I didn't know that was possible. I was like, that's scary. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be more careful next time, and that was it. But yeah,
Yep.
what the? That scared the crap out of me, dude. I was like, what is that?
Movie talk. So I saw a couple of new movies these past few weeks. I saw F1, which might be my favorite movie of the year, even more than Sinners,
Wow.
because it's just like, I don't know, and it knows exactly what it is. It's not as it's I wouldn't say it's as big of a risk taker as Sinners, but it just nails everything. Like, the biggest criticism I've seen is people are like, oh, it's like the plot is like the same as, like, every racing movie, this and that. I didn't feel that way, but maybe it's because I haven't seen, like, Days of Thunder. A lot of people compared it to that. But Brad Pitt very much gives off, like, a Cliff Booth performance at times.
From Once Upon a Time in
It's
Hollywood.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how much younger he looks in this one compared to that.
Well, dude, I saw it was some clip. I think they're doing a reunion for Grease, and
Yeah.
John Travolta shows up, and they were like, he looks like he's 31. He looks more like he was in his 40s, but he's like 72, 71. And I was like, whoa, like, what happened? How does that work? But like he looked like his hair wasn't gray or anything. Like he looks like he's still.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
He lost weight again. Good for him, because he was a
Yeah.
little he was a little tubby looking for a while,
Is John
and he's bald.
is John Travolta in is he
Dude,
a
I would love to
Scientol-
work with John Travolta.
But is he a
He's
Scientologist?
71.
Is he a
God
Scientologist
damn.
too, or what?
He
Is
might
that-
be.
I know Tom Cruise, but yeah, that's the thing because he's not really out there much. John Travolta, I don't think he really.
I would like to work with John Travolta.
Dude,
where he goes.
So, I rewatched Pulp
He's kind of
Fiction.
scary looking now, bald.
Oh wow, I rewatched
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, and
Mhm.
dude, that movie's so freaking good. I told you I rewatched it, but that movie's so good, dude. Like this, and I mean, like the dialogue in it is just like because the thing is, it feels very casual, but like it's for a purpose, because stuff gets
Yeah.
referenced later, you know, like. And even the little thing, because they're, oh, what do they call a Whopper? Well, I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King. Like, it's like that's fair.
I need to
But-
rewatch that too, because Bobby says she either hasn't seen it or doesn't remember it.
It's
And
just
like you said, it's one of those things where if you wait a couple of years to rewatch it, it's like,
well, like Steve Buscemi's in it, but
yeah,
he's not like a major character in it. But
no,
he was also in Reservoir Dogs, and so it's almost like a little like, hey, here's another role
that
for you.
movie, like, it revived John Travolta's career,
Yeah.
and it made Bruce Willis have a resurgence.
Well, cause Bruce
So
Willis, that movie, like it's kind of crazy because his character, like, there's that boxer from Shadows of Evil in Black Ops 3. It's the same vibe, but like completely
I
different
think it
actors.
was I think it was Jamie Foxx. He was on like Howard Stern, and he said that the best way he could explain it is that Quentin Tarantino makes actors stars, and he makes stars legends.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I freaking love
Anyways,
that movie.
F1, you should definitely go experience in the theater if you can. It, like, the sound design specifically is like mind blowing. Great soundtrack and score. Just a great classic story. We literally don't get movies like that anymore. And if you liked Top Gun Maverick, same director, same cinematographer.
I loved that movie.
Hans Zimmer did the score. Yeah, it's awesome.
How old is
Highly
Hans Zimmer?
recommend it. I don't know, but the
He
composer for Pollo Loco, he interned for him for a little while.
because Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack for, was it Modern Warfare 2? Modern
Yeah,
Warfare 3? So
Modern Warfare 2.
yeah, that's
67. Would have thought he was older.
wow.
Yeah. Um, I saw Megan 2.0 the other night, and they kind of went with like a Terminator twist, where it was like in the first one, it was like the Terminator
Yeah.
bad, and then the new one, Terminator good.
Yeah.
It had some cool action sequences, really cool practical effects, but just as like corny, cringy as the first one in terms of story and stuff. Performances were fine. I was impressed with the girl that's like older now in it. Like, she gave a good performance. Um, it was a little long. It was 2 hours, and I was like, this should be like an hour and a half, hour 40 minute tops. You know, like, the first one was like an hour and 45, I think, and I'm like, yeah, this did not need to be that long. And then it got like a little like convoluted in terms of like, wait, is she good? Is she bad? This and that. You know. But yeah, it was not bad.
Mm.
Fine. It's entertaining. I think if you're a fan of the first one, worth a watch. If not, it's not gonna change your mind. Um, but it flopped big time. I think they were dumb to release it now with like all these other big
Yeah.
movies.
Well, I mean, it's the summer. I get it.
People are saying that Blumhouse has not been doing well, because if you remember, they're the ones who did Whiplash and stuff like that. You know, like, they were almost like a more mainstream A24 at one point, and now it just feels like they put out garbage, like PG-13 slop. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me make a movie for you. Jurassic World Rebirth. We saw that early in 40X. I don't know if I don't know if I think we were talking about me going with Theo to see it last episode, but we saw it. 40X was awesome.
Well, okay.
Like,
but
it was a lot of fun.
Was it cool? Was it a good
Yes.
movie? Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. I don't know if I would say it was a good movie.
But it was a
Like,
cool
there's a
movie.
lot of plot holes, but it felt the closest to the original in terms of like thrills, I would say.
Because
So that's probably the
one where
nicest thing I
like,
could say about
they
it.
have like mutant dinosaurs, right?
Kinda. It's not as crazy as you would think. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes. It definitely feels like they were making stuff up as they went, because there's a moment where a character breaks his leg. You literally hear the snap, like, right, and he's like, oh, and then you're like, oh shit, he broke his leg, and then he's like limping, and then they have to swim away from a dinosaur, and he's like holding his daughter and like swims perfectly fine, which if you had a broken leg, there's
It's
no
not
fucking way you
possible,
could
yeah.
swim. Yeah, and then he like picks up a stick, and he's like using it as like a walking stick, and then they have to like jump, and he just ditches it, and then like the rest of the movie, it's never an issue again. It's like, bro, like, how do you just like like, somebody forgot that the character had a broken leg, or they were like, oh gosh, this doesn't really work if the character has a broken leg. We'll we'll kind of like brush it aside. Maybe they'll
ju-
think it was just like like he tweaked it or something.
So
It's
we
like,
want
no,
to
bro,
know
it sounded like a bone break.
how did that character's leg get fixed? Oh, he got a stim pack from Fallout 4, and it.
But like there's stuff like that was really annoying. But like all the dinosaur chasing and stuff like that was really fun. I did feel like not enough people died. That's the one thing. Like at first I was like, oh shit, they're killing people off, and then like nobody dies for like the next hour. You
Wow.
know, something like 45 minutes, whatever. But the end, like last half hour was a lot of fun. Like it did a good job calling back to the original Jurassic Park without doing it too heavy handed. There's some stuff towards the beginning that felt kind of like Jaws in the first half, so that was cool. But yeah, just I mean, I liked it more than like I would say the last three Jurassic World movies, but the
They've
bar
done
wasn't very
3?
high. This is the fourth one. Yeah.
Wow.
So they did Jurassic World, uh,
2.
yeah, I forget. Oh, dude, all I remember is the second one. I was watching with my roommate, and there's a scene towards the end where like this whole island is being like destroyed by a volcano, and then there's like one, I don't, what's the dinosaur with the super long neck that just eats like vegetables?
Brontosaurus. I
Yeah,
think?
yeah. There's like a brontosaurus like near the shore, and it's just like, and, like, and like they're just watching it, and it's like super sad. And my roommate and I are like, the fuck? Dinosaur's just crying. It's like the whole island's like burning from lava. Like the characters just watching, and the music's all sad. And I'm just like, why is this in this movie? It goes on for way too long. They're just watching it, and it's like going into the water, and it's like it can't swim, so it's gonna drown. It's like so long, Chris. We're like sitting there watching, like, why did this get so depressing all of a sudden? Like the characters all escape, right? It's like all exhilarating, like like oh, they're gonna make it. Of course they're gonna make it, and then they make it, and then like the boat's like leaving, and then they turn around. It's like no.
Oh my
Bro
god.
just wanted to eat leaves. No. Just the one dinosaur by himself. Like everybody's dead. Fuck. Help me.
Oh, dude, that's the kind of laughing where like my ribs started to hurt. Jesus Christ.
My roommate and I was just like, what the fuck? He's like, that's fucked up. Oh god, dude. Now people who are watching this are like, I remember that. God damn. So it's like the top 10 saddest moments in Jurassic World history. Oh god, dude.
Those
And
are
then the
movies-
third one,
I need to watch
the third one
those.
was like fun, but then like when you like look at it as a whole, you're just like, what a boring movie. Like it just doesn't, there's never any like real excitement.
Yeah,
you know?
not enough.
And what like the first one, the first Jurassic World is really fun, and I think the first time I saw it, I was like, oh hell yeah, they're back. They actually did it. They've like recreated Jurassic Park. But then when you think about it, it's like it's almost like Force Awakens compared
Yeah,
to A
when
New
it-
Hope, where it's like it's literally the same plot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Except all CGI.
Brontosaurus.
Dude. I'm gonna show you after this. You're like, oh yeah, that's sad. But yeah, I would see it at 40x. It definitely made for fun experience every time, like because they had like that smell technology. It just constantly was like, oh, we're in the jungle. It smells like the jungle.
That's cool.
That was cool. Yeah, and then like anytime like water or anything like that happened, we got sprayed, and there was like lightning effects. So there was like a storm for like a scene, and like you could see lightning out of your like peripheral. It was cool. But the seats, like it's like almost like a roller coaster where they move that much.
Wow.
I heard F1 is crazy because it's like, you know, all the turns and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna go see F1 again in IMAX. Definitely, or it's gone. It was that good. Like I legitimately was like, yeah, no, like that was like just classic, hit it out of the park. Like great casting, great score, cinematography, literally insane. Like they invented like new, like they took like a little camera and like added like phone parts to it and like all kinds of stuff so they could fit them in these Formula One cars. They get all these different angles and stuff. They had one rig, you'll see it when you watch it, event like whenever you do watch it, constantly doing this like 180 where it would like show what's in front and then flip and cut to the character, and like they just always timed it perfectly and stuff. It was just, yeah, great movie. Mom and dad liked it. Dad kept laughing and stuff because there's some stuff in the plot where like Brad Pitt does like the, wise trick kind of
Yeah.
thing, and dad just kept like leaning over. They were like laughing and stuff. It was just a great time. And we had Flicks Brew House, so it was like, the food was great too. Um anyways, on to the trailers that we reacted to. Chris and I watched The Running Man, which if you've never seen the Arnold, yeah, if you've never seen the Arnold version, it's a fun campy movie. But that is much cornier, where it's like they're like they changed it where I'm hearing people say that this looks like it's way more spot on with the book, where it's literally like you're just running around for 30 days and everybody's after you. In the Arnold version, they're like in an arena type thing where there's like it's like a predetermined area that he has to survive in, and I don't think it was 30 days. It's like a week or something. Um there's a lot of really funny kills in that one and stuff.
I have to ask, because to me this is this genuine question that like I thought about as I was watching. I was like, what would you do that? Like if you survived 30 days, you would never have to worry about money ever again. Would you ever do that?
Hell no, dude.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, this is a dystopia setting, so it's like, different. But
if you were, let's say you were 19, fresh out of high school, no
that makes me want to do it less. I got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah, so if you're rich for the rest of your life, then cool. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, everybody's after you. I feel like the chances of dying are like,
yeah, but you could just go to like middle of nowhere, probably, right? Like there's just, I don't know. I think I have to understand more about like how that universe works, but I'm sure you could find a way to survive.
I don't know. It looks good though. Glenn Powell, Edgar Wright told Glenn Powell like he's such a charismatic guy. He wanted him to essentially treat the character like every day is a bad day, and he's like moody and pissed off all the time, and it shows. Like he looks so angry. I like when the trailer dropped, I was like scrolling through Instagram, and every like other post was that, and it's just that initial like teaser that it's a trailer, which I think is so annoying, but sometimes it works. And it's just him, stop filming me.
Well, dude, speaking of annoying, okay, random thing. Instagram keeps giving me this stupid thing where it's like I'll scroll through reels, and there's some girl, hi, I'm Trinity, and I'm like, shut up! I don't care. I don't care. I don't know who you are aside from the fact that your name is Trinity.
I wonder if the microphone is like picking up that you're like reacting to it or anything.
I'm not actually saying anything though. I'm literally just saying. I'm seeing like I see it in my head. I'm like, shut up, just shut up. Like I don't want to hear.
If you said something out loud, I'd be like, oh, it's totally like, oh, we're getting a reaction.
But like, that'd be scary. But like, I hate
I think they definitely do that. I think when I laugh at something, I'll see more videos like that.
Dude, did you hear that they I forgot, was it Comcast or so, I don't know. There's some feature that they have now where they can detect if someone's in your house using Wi-Fi.
Whoa.
Yeah, and people were like, that's a conspiracy theory that's been a thing for a long time, and it's real.
Well, that's that changes things.
It's just motion detection. They can find out if someone's in your house.
Yeah, but the fact they can use Wi-Fi signal for that, like, that's crazy.
I mean, it makes sense because your house, it just sits there and it's still.
Do you think it's bad for us that we just have Wi-Fi like blasting through?
No, I've had RF trainings before, and it's not. It's if
not even like long term.
No, because so the things you have to worry about with RF are like if your skin is heating up, it's not good because you're being cooked, and then you can get cataracts, but you have to. First off, you'll know, and second,
no, I'm getting cataracts.
It has to be at a pretty like high amount of power at certain frequencies as well. So like
Damn.
you'll if something's wrong, you'll know, and you'll feel nauseous, you'll feel sick. Like there's things to tell you that you're not okay. Because the only time you're ever gonna get things like cancer, for example, right, is if it's a certain frequency, if it's really high energy um, radiation that you're getting, which they would call ionizing radiation. But I don't. It's not a problem. I think what's happening is when your house is left alone and you have the Wi-Fi running, the strength of the Wi-Fi is going to be constant for the most part, right? And if suddenly it changes, it means something's changed about the house, whether that be a door got opened or a dog's running
Right.
around,
I get
right?
what you're saying. That's
So,
crazy.
I mean, it makes sense, but it's just the fact that people have been saying it's a thing where they could track your movements in your house, and it's been found out, yeah, it's actually true, and they're marketing it as a feature now.
And we also watched the trailer for Project Hail Mary, which initially when I had only seen like the first 30 seconds when mom and dad were here, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch the rest of that later. It looks good, man.
Well, when someone sent me the trailers for it, that was a horror movie. Like I was, because all I saw was the initial thumbnail, and I was like, what am I? I was like, I don't want to watch that. And then now that we've actually watched it, I'm like, oh, it's not a horror movie at all.
Looks like a good science fiction
Yeah.
film.
There's not a lot of good science fiction movies out. I know there was the one with what's his nuts, the one where was it Chris Pratt, where he was on a spaceship and he wakes up early.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was Passengers or something like
Yeah, and
that with
that was a big
yeah, I
one.
never watched it.
Yeah, I kept seeing clips of him talking to the
Like Jennifer
bartender.
Lawrence.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, this kind of looks like Interstellar with like
Contact, kind of.
yeah, and like it definitely looks like it's got some comedy to it. So
Yeah, kind of a little bit reminds me of Don't Look Up.
I mean, for a trailer, I thought the visuals looked pretty good already.
Well,
Like
I also thought it
the
was funny that
VFX looks great.
it's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
So, and seeing him as a teacher is really funny.
Dude, you know, I love Ryan Gosling. I've always really enjoyed him as an actor, like seeing his performances, but I feel like he's just like it seemed like he only did like projects that were like special. And sometimes now I don't know, I feel like he's but I think they're supposed to do a Star Wars movie or something, the guys who made this, and so he signed on to do this Star Wars movie. I'm just like, I don't want to see him in a Star Wars movie, you know? Like I like that he does stuff that feels like original, you know? Like not I guess Fall Guy was technically based on a TV show, but it felt like its own thing, you know? Like it wasn't I don't want him to be a part of universes and stuff like that. It's just like
Speaking of Star Wars, you hear there's supposed to be a Kenobi season 2?
I don't give a fuck anymore, man.
I don't get how they're gonna do a
That
season
and
2 of that, dude, because it should have ended right there with freaking spoiler alert with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting. But like,
yeah.
where do you go from there? Oh yeah,
I don't
we're gonna
know.
watch Leia do a freaking combat slide from Call of Duty. Like that
The
was
Marvel
Jesus, man. And Marvel Phase 5 just ended.
Yeah, I guess Fantastic Four is the start of Phase 6, and it's like,
Yeah.
who's even keeping track anymore? You know?
Yeah, because the phases used to be very like important, and now I'm like, I don't understand what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I feel
Ironheart
like
came
Marvel
out.
TV shows, Star Wars TV shows, I just don't care anymore. Although I'm hearing Andor season 2 is worth watching, so I
Well,
might
that's because
watch that.
Andor in
But
general is worth watching.
the last thing I care about, besides that, is like the Mandalorian movie. But other than that, I don't care to watch any more Star
I
Wars. They
I
ruined it.
Book of Boba Fett was a disappointment.
Yeah, that was like Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, that's literally what I tell people whenever they're like, whoa, what, like, do I need to watch that? Like, what's so important about it? I'm like, it's literally like, if you are watching The Mandalorian and you skip over that part, you're going to be like, what happened? Because it's literally just The Mandalorian.
It's just
with
no
with Boba
offense to
Fett
the
on it.
guy. No offense to the guy who plays Boba Fett, but it's just like so unbelievable. Like when he's in the costume, he's like such a badass, but then when he's not, you're like, this is just like a overweight old man. Like he could barely walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Well,
oh
part of the issue is that once again, no offense to him, but
yeah,
he's not in the same shape that he was when he first did that role. So, also, I didn't learn until recently, and it makes sense. Um, So Boba Fett used to have a different voice, and then after is Tamura Morrison, whatever his name is, the guy who does the actual like acting as Jango Fett, um, when he did that role in Attack of the Clones, then
They
they went
changed
back and
it.
changed the voice, which I was like,
See, and like it makes sense, but
it makes sense.
I don't like when people go back and change movies.
Okay, well then tell me this. So in Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader talks to Palpatine, it used to be a monkey in a hood. Now they have it changed so that it's actually whatever the actor for Palpatine is, whatever his name is.
That's weird. Yeah, well, I mean, if you there's an original cut of New Hope that was like the one that released in theaters, and Jabba the Hutt is like a big fat dude.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
like
if it
that
released in
stuff I
theaters,
get.
but yeah.
No, it did. That was when Star Wars: A New Hope came out. There was like no plans
Well, did you know that
for all of
if
this.
you go back and watch the like edited version, they had to kind of adjust Han Solo as he's walking around Jabba because it doesn't really make sense. And so he steps on Jabba's tail, but it's kind of hard for you to simulate that just by moving the person, right? Like you're just
Yeah.
doing like a straight transform. And so he kind of just like teleports, but
Well,
he's
and then
it's weird.
yeah, it's really weird. And then there's lots of things like they kept cutting, they kept changing the cut sequence for when Greedo and
Han
Han
Solo.
Solo, yeah, the whole who shot first thing. It literally like like there's people who are like, oh, Han shot first and stuff like that. It's like it really just depends on what cut you're talking
It
about because
also doesn't matter.
right. Well, they say it's a morality thing, but
Yeah, but
I think Han would have shot first.
I
Greedo
honestly,
is a piece of shit. He's called Greedo because he's a greedy piece of shit.
but I think in the grand scheme of things that doesn't really matter. You know what matters more to me?
Right.
The fact that we've been getting the quote wrong for Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back when he's telling Luke that he's his father. We've
Yeah.
been getting it wrong this whole time. It's not Luke, I'm
Yeah.
your
It's
father. It's just
no,
no,
I
I
am
am
your
your
father.
father. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's I can't there's if you look it up, I remember there's a video about it that explains why that got misquoted. It's literally because of like another movie or something. But
Yeah,
um
but they've been getting that
yeah,
quote
that's one of
wrong for
those
so
things.
long.
Yeah. But nobody cares, you know? It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, did you know it's not actually that? It's like a fun trivia question that will trip people up,
Do you think
you
Spaceballs
know?
2 is gonna be good?
I was never really a fan of the original one. It's not really my style of humor,
Hmm.
but I know people love it because it's like the movie that people who don't like Star Wars gravitated towards, you know, because like oh it's like scary movie,
I
you
I
know, but for Star Wars.
I think it's a funny movie. Like there's little things like um was it the Schwartz instead of the Force?
Yeah.
Like, and then
Did you I can't remember who it was who told me. Did you know they were not allowed to sell merch?
I told you that.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why
I'd
like
heard that multiple times,
that there's that
and I think they said for the second one like it was literally like a joke, like we got merch this time or something.
well cuz there was a scene in the first one where the Yoda like the parody of Yoda was like yeah, well, I can't wait to see you guys in Spaceballs 2 something something merch blah 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 like something it had something to do with merch, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I think the official title is actually the Schwartz Awakens. Is that what it's called?
I would not be surprised.
I think it's literally what it's called. I have no idea what they're gonna do with this one though because
I don't
like
really care just as much as I don't care about Star Wars anymore.
but see here's the thing, I think it's gonna be received better because Star Wars sucks now.
I don't know because I really do think that studios are literally just like throwing darts at the board and going, ah, you know what? That might actually be like people might watch that because the first one was like, you know, a classic. And it's like I don't think this generation
Would
who
appreciate
watched
it.
the generation that appreciated episode 7 through 9 is not gonna care about Spaceballs. You know what I mean?
I guess. I mean, like I don't know.
I don't
Because the
think it's
thing
gonna
is,
do super well.
I asked somebody. I think I asked them. I was like, did you watch 7 through 9? And they were like, yeah, I think so. The sequels, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think so.
they're like the one with where like Anakin's a little kid, and I was like, that's the prequels. And they're like, oh, well, I liked those ones. I was like, that's fine, but never say that you like 7 through 9 when you don't actually mean that, because that's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, because those movies were
Dude,
really bad.
nine legitimately is like one of the biggest fumbles I've ever
Dude,
seen.
well, because
And like,
I remember sitting at the end of the movie, I was like, yeah, I guess it was all right, like whatever. I was like, it's over. All right. I was
it
like,
ended and I was like, this is
right,
ridiculous, man. This is so
well,
bad.
because the thing
He's
is,
back.
I remember I was sitting there, I was all confused, and well, because remember, so I went with one of Mom's coworkers that I had known for a long time,
Yeah.
and we're sitting we're sitting outside the auditorium, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and don't think it's a spoiler, because it's not a spoiler, because the only way you'll know is if you read the title crawl or if you played Fortnite. But Palpatine's back, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's literally the plot of the movie, is that Palpatine's back." And he was like, "Don't tell
No
me that."
explanation.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's just he's
"No,
back.
you wouldn't understand if I didn't tell you that. Palpatine would just be back and you'd be confused." And he was like, "How do you know that?" And I was like, "It was in Fortnite. That was how they revealed it. Is in freaking Fortnite. Palpatine's back." And he was like, "Oh God!" Like he was just confused, right?
Yeah, the opening crawl is just like literally like he's back, and it's
Yeah,
just like what the hell? It makes no sense. It's out of left field. Like it just they screwed up. I blame Ryan Johnson. I think Ryan Johnson was a terrible pick for Star Wars. He has a quirkiness that just did not fit in Star
so
Wars,
the
and
thing.
then killing Emperor Snoke or whatever his name was, not Emperor, the Snoke guy, whatever. When they
Yeah.
killed him, it just totally ruined like the whole villain mystery of the trilogy.
The thing that made me the most frustrated was, why does Rey kiss Finn and Kylo Ren in the same movie?
I think it's because they're trying to do the whole like, oh, like Luke kissed his sister, but then she fell in love with Han. You know, it's like
I don't think that's what that was at all. I think it was like fans were like, "Oh, I ship Rey and Finn. Oh, but I ship Kylo and
I'm
Rey."
telling you, when these people write, they're like, oh, this is a clever way to call back to the original story. You know what I
I
mean?
don't think that at all, though, because that wasn't even like,
But that's what they do when they have no other ideas.
well, because I
They
know
just go, oh, well, maybe this would work because it's like a interesting callback that nobody's gonna understand.
Rose,
You know?
the Asian chick that they introduced in Episode 8, when she kisses Finn, and Finn's like if Finn was confused, like it's like when the character in your own movie is confused by the actions of another character in the movie, and it's not something like where they're supposed to be confused. It's genuinely just like, why did that happen, right? Like, and then okay, another thing.
Okay, when they reveal that she's a Palpatine, right? And then the end of the movie happens, right? Where like the guy's like, "Who are you?" And then she's just like, and I'm like, "Don't say it." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Skywalker," and I'm like, "Motherfucker!" It's so stupid. Come on with this shit. I can't believe it. That's why it's called The Rise of Skywalkers, because she's just like, "Oh, I." It's like that. It's like that scene in Stranger Things where she's like, "I dump your ass,"
I
but it's like I'm not a Palpatine.
well, and
It's like you're still a Palpatine,
I
bitch.
I would get it if it was like Kylo and Rey got married.
I would get it if her and Luke actually had like a actual relationship, whereas this was just like, oh, like if I don't train you, we're fucked.
But see, but
You know what I mean? It just
yeah,
didn't.
or
I
that,
didn't
yeah.
buy it.
And
Yeah.
relationship, you mean more of like a teacher student relationship, not like
Where I actually felt
romantic
something.
relationship,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Where I felt something.
yeah, because like yeah,
she marries him. He's like old as shit.
well, I think like if it was like Kylo and Rey like ended up together, it was like happily ever after that, I would get it because legally that makes sense, right? But like,
How did we get onto Star Wars?
I don't know, man.
Anyways,
I'm
it's
frustrated.
like, that's how bad it was, man. It just like leaves a lingering bad taste to this day. A little bit of gaming talk. I've been playing Dead by Daylight. Like, we played it with the gaming session, and for the gaming session, and then I've been playing some solo killer, and I think I've already like burnt myself out on it. It's fun for a little while, and then the repetitiveness of it, you
Yeah.
know, like
So
You can only do it so much.
I played Grief with Nikki, and we both agreed that that mode sucks because
Unfortunate.
it was fun at first, but the problem
I know you
is,
were looking forward to it.
well,
So
dude, they it's I get it. They're supposed to make it hard so that the matches go by faster, but there's a debuff that you can get where it cycles out your weapons. Okay, and I literally had like two pack-a-punched guns. It cycles out my weapons and gives me a pistol, then a rocket launcher, then another pistol, then another rocket launcher, and that was all that I had.
yeah,
Okay, and then the debuff ends, and I didn't get my old guns back. I lost both of my
yeah.
guns. I only
They
had
told me
one
about
gun.
that.
And I was like, I understand if it's for like, a minute, I have crappy guns. But why take away I earned those.
Yeah, that was definitely a bug. Like that definitely was not supposed to happen.
Is that confirmed, or are you saying that that's probably what it is? Because,
If that's how it's supposed to be, fuck them. That's a
yeah,
terrible
dude.
decision.
Because then I'm just screwed. Like, there's one where it removes all your ammo. Understandable, okay? Well, I have points, now I have to go spend them on getting new ammo, right? But if I earned a gun and I went through all the steps to
Yeah.
get the rarity upgraded, to get
You
a
shouldn't
punch,
lose
all
it,
this, I
yeah.
shouldn't lose it. That's BS. And then
Yeah.
like I will say this: it's fun to beat the crowd people in that game because you can just spam melee on them and then they can't move. But like,
Yeah.
it genuinely just I was like, I'm just going down over and over again, and if I do revive people when I'm up, they go down over and over again. So it's like once you go down once, you're just screwed. And in order to have an actual good time in that mode, you have to have a 4-stack because you
Yeah.
need to communicate. Hey, I'm down. Meanwhile, you go in there when it was just Nikki and I, and there's two other randoms that are in there for us. Um, what the heck, dude? This guy went down and immediately disconnected. Well, now we're just screwed. Oh, well, a new player joined. Oh, but they have nothing. Oh, okay. Yeah, this game sucks, man. Like what? Like they don't start out with anything new. Like they have a pistol or whatever starting gun they have, and it has like no upgrades to it. So they're just
Right.
screwed from the very beginning. Just dumb. Just
I tried
stupid.
Repo last night.
Did you like it?
No.
Whoa. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it's a cool concept and everything like that, but the monsters are just annoying. Like they're to the point where it just takes the fun away. Like they're too much.
Well,
Maybe it was
play
just
by
like
yourself or what?
I played with other like randoms, but
You gotta play with like friends. That's a friend game.
Liars. Yeah, I'm sure with friends it'd be more fun. Liars Bar added poker, so that's fun.
I
Texas
forgot about
Hold'em.
that game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they added a couple more characters and stuff. There's a new one. It's like a I don't even know. He's like an ox or something, and he has like a really deep voice. So that's funny. But yeah, other than that, I'm just like, dude, I think I might be done with gaming, except for the gaming sessions, man. I mean,
don't know.
Resident Evil is the only thing I'm looking forward to, and it's like, all right, I'm literally gonna take a day off and just beat it, and then that's all I'm gonna get out of it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get tired of gaming for a while, just because like Fallout 4 has a bunch of new mods and they're all alien themed, and that's freaking
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I saw I watched a video last night. It was called Why Everything Feels Boring, and I'm like, okay, what's that about? Because that's an interesting statement. And essentially, it was a video explaining what boredom is, and how boredom, like where like things that so there's depression where like you lose complete interest in everything,
Yeah.
right? Which is a deeper issue. But boredom is where like nothing engages you. Like there's been times where I go to the movies and I'm like, the first half of that movie I was not engaged. It just was like boring. You know what I mean? But there are other times where it's like I literally can't decide what to do because everything just feels boring. And they essentially broke it down to in old times, right? When like everybody was a farmer or you had to like go hunt for food. It was literally like, oh, my purpose is to like go provide for my family because if not, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And it was a constant issue. Now, oh my gosh, there's no food in the fridge. Just go to the store. You know, half an hour later, problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no immediate urgency. The only thing that you could really have that feeling from is like, I guess, financial security, like, oh, like, I'm not financially secure enough. And like now that we have a house, I feel like that sense of like, oh, we need to save, we need to do everything right this way, that way, because when we go to buy a house, everything's very sensitive. That process of buying a house, like if you do things wrong with your taxes or like you write off too much, then that's like a red flag and they won't give you the loan. That's what happened the first time. Like literally Pollo Loco, it looked like we started a failing business and like, that's too risky, we're not going to give you the loan. And I'm like, oh, but I'm glad it didn't work out because we wouldn't have been as happy with the other house. But anyways, the cure that this guy said for like boredom, if you're going through boredom like that, is to like take a day and just focus on whatever it is you feel like your purpose is. So it's like, okay, I need to take a day and just like focus on
Work.
a film or writing a script or something like that, to the point where like the next day I go, I did so much with that yesterday, I
need a
deserve
break.
to just like
Yeah.
relax and watch a movie and
Yeah.
like turn my brain off.
Well,
It's like I literally can't turn my brain off sometimes.
That's-
And it's like,
That's
Yeah.
I will say that's one thing that's been nice about having 2 jobs is I have 5 days where I'm literally forced to work. I can't just sit at home and play video games. And so on the weekends when I have time, I'm like I actually want to play stuff or I want to actually
Yeah.
do this thing that I think is fun. And it's like
I work every day and I work from home. So even when I'm on my computer, like playing a game, it's
it
like,
feels like work.
this is also where I work.
Yeah.
So it
Well-
feels like I should be working right now.
And that's one thing that I did
Tough.
with this apartment that I thought was really important. I have my computer in a room that is not my bedroom.
Yeah, I think same thing here. But I think I spend so much time in here that like it literally, this room just feels like, even when I'm trying to like play a video game, I do think walking on the treadmill allows me to play video games. That's like the one way that I can. Like I played Dead by Daylight for like an
Well,
hour and 20 minutes or something while I walked on the treadmill.
That's why I want VR. Like I want a good
Oh.
VR setup because if I had a VR setup where you know those things where like it feels like you're walking and you're actually required to take steps in order to move. I want something like
Yeah.
that because
Like a treadmill, like one of those 360 treadmills.
sort of because it's not really a treadmill because it's treadmill. When I hear treadmill, I think it's always moving. But-
Right. Well, there's different kinds of treadmills. There's a brand of treadmill where like literally you're the one who moves the
Yeah,
track,
I've
and
seen
then so
that,
it's supposed
yeah.
to be more like real running, and it's like that.
Yeah, but I would want to actually be able to turn in real time and stuff like that. And I think because I've seen people do like Fallout 4 in VR, and like it looks so fun. Skyrim VR, they have a mod in Skyrim where you can literally take your hand and grab someone's head and just go.
I've seen that.
And so like that stuff
Yeah.
looks really fun. I know like I think it's Blade and Sorcery where you can like get mods with different weapons. You can get a lightsaber and cut someone's arm off. It's really cool.
I think if GTA 6 was gonna be on PC, the same release date as console, I think I would be excited about that. But because I know I have to wait another year, I'm just
Is it confirmed?
not even looking forward to it. Yeah,
They did confirm it.
yeah, because that's how they did GTA 5 apparently.
That's so stupid. Why though?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's
Oh, it's tradition.
I mean,
shut up, man. Shut up.
no, I think it's because they have to like figure out, okay, this is how people are gonna cheat and stuff like that based off console. And
Oh.
you're basically playing the game with like unlocked settings where you can change whatever you want, whereas on console you can't do that. So it's just like I don't know, I think there's a lot more testing that goes into it, you know.
Do you see Red Dead 2 added a zombies mode?
It's not a zombies mode. It's like a mode where there's all kinds of different things. I don't know if it's like randomly generated or each one is a different mission or something like that, but there's all kinds of stuff. It's not just zombies. But I heard a lot of people say like, dude, I'm not going back to that. It's been way too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oof, that sucks because it does look cool.
I
But
need to play Red Dead 2 once again when I have the time for it. But
I started it and it seems like the first like 2 hours you got to get through in order to get to
Yeah.
like the good stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
That was the problem that I had.
but-
It just felt really slow, and I was like, "What am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? I'm not. If I wanted to watch
It's
a
good,
movie, I
though.
would go watch a movie." But
Yeah, I think I might actually, because that I could play while I'm on the treadmill. So maybe it's that. Maybe I just need to tackle some of these games that I've been wanting to.
Yeah.
I still am thinking about doing like a Resident Evil 4 playthrough again because it's one of my favorite games of all time, that remake. And I played it on like the easiest difficulty or normal or whatever. So I'm gonna up it and then do it again.
I think part of what makes games like Minecraft or Fallout or Skyrim really fun for me is the fact that because I can change them and modify them however I want, there is always this pursuit of like, how do I perfect the game that I'm playing? Not like not like in a pretentious way where it's like my game is perfect. It's more of like, how do I get it to be exactly what I want, right? And
Yeah.
so as I'm playing and I play more and more, I'm like, that's an issue I can fix, and I slowly fix those issues, and then I go back and play it again with all the fixes that I've added. And I'm like, wow, like this experience is really good. And then I run into another issue, and I'm like, okay, now I got to fix that.
You
So
know
I'm
what?
constantly finding like a fresh playthrough, basically.
This is gonna sound corny, but I think that's what it is about gaming that I just can't do it anymore. Is like, for example, Rust. You know, you're chopping down a tree for resources. You're building a base. You're building your own world in Minecraft. You're doing all these things. That's what I do when I write. I'm creating a world. I'm building characters. I'm doing all these things. It's
Yeah,
like every word or every sentence is me chopping down a tree, you know? And so it's like it's hard for me to like take that energy and put it into something that nobody cares about. Nobody cares how I played Red Dead 2 or
yeah,
played Rust, you
and
know? They reset Rust every 30 days, so who cares?
I thought about that. That's what I like about like for example when I play Minecraft with our sister, right? Because you're sharing that experience with the family, and so later on you could talk
That's
about it.
different. Yeah. If we
Um,
all played a game, I think I could get into it.
I know you were talking about trying out Minecraft.
I mean like a survival game of some sort, like
Well,
Raft
that's
or
still a survival game,
um
though.
yeah, but it's just the I don't know, it's too mundane for me.
I don't know, man. They've added a ton of stuff recently. They're adding in, um, they're adding in a whole new tier of armor, which is really cool. But like,
That's cool.
here's the thing, dude. Like, the server's running in my freaking closet right now. Like, it's so cool. Like, I had to go set all that up, and then I have mods that I can add. And so like, if it really came down to it, like I could totally make like whatever kind of mod pack I want, and as long as everyone has a computer that can run it, which we all do, we're fine. So I don't know. I think it's a good game to try out, especially because it's so easy for you to just pop on there. I would send the mods to you, you connect to the IP, and then we're good. That's it. And then if you have questions, you just ask.
think I'm gonna
And the
yeah,
shaders look
no,
really good.
I just have too many scripts to write.
Oh,
I
I'm not
can't
saying you got to do it right
justify it.
now. I'm just saying like if you
No,
ever wanted to
I'm
play
just
it.
like I'm trying to justify like, yeah, I should go play a game and it's
So
like at least when I watch movies, it's like, oh, I'm gaining knowledge or I'm being exposed to different ideas, you know?
well,
Like execution wise.
I mean,
Like
as
I can talk to my cinematographer and be like, the kind of shot I'm talking about is like this one from that movie. And it's like, oh, I know what you're talking about, and then boom, you do it. You
yeah,
know?
I think the reason why that game was such a big deal for me as a kid is because I did learn stuff from it. Like I learned that glass is just like melted sand, or I learned
Mhm.
that I mean you learn about like circuits in that game because you're using like redstone. Um, like little things like that. Like I learned that when you get metal, you have to harvest like ore from rock and then melt that down and refine it and this and that, and like I learned that stuff from that game. And of course you have mods that make it even more in depth. Like you do learn things from that, but also it has a fantasy aspect, so it's grounded but like not entirely, like little things like that. But anyways,
Yeah.
we're getting off topic. Bottom line, I don't know. I think that maybe when I'm your age, I will feel the same thing that you're feeling right now. But right now, I still love video games. A lot of games
Yeah,
do feel
I
stale,
think
but
there's something about having a family too, you know, that definitely it's like, oh, I can go spend time with my kids and that's gonna be like valuable time that,
yeah,
you know, I won't get back where it's like I can always go play that game someday, you know?
yeah.
Doesn't feel like an immediate requirement. Anyways, we're gonna end the episode before our recommendations. Did you know there are 218 Doritos flavors?
Why?
We're gonna go through some of them. I'm not gonna go there's like some like limited time test
But
versions they did.
some like legit like
So
constant.
yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the ones that matter and just tell me, yeah, I'd try that, or no, I wouldn't, or I've tried that and I liked it or I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Doritos Jacked Ranch Dipped Hot Wings.
I would not try that.
I've had it. It is delicious. They actually kind of did a new version of that. It's literally just like Buffalo Ranch. It's so good. It's very addictive. It's got like a creaminess to it. Um, this is the newest one. It's kind of Fourth of July themed. I think they launched this a little too late because like it looks like you should be having it on Fourth of July and it's over now. Twisted queso. I'm trying it.
I'm good.
Doritos Blue Grilled Steak. This is a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That's the freaking Brontosaurus movie. It's got Blue the Raptor on it, and it's I guess it's supposed to be a steak flavor. I've had steak Doritos. They're weird.
I don't think because I eat steak more for the texture than the flavor.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Late night loaded taco. I've had that. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, just go to Taco Bell.
Right. Look, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. They have first, second, and third degree burn. The first degree burn is blazing jalapeno. Second degree burn is fiery buffalo, and then third one I don't think it has like a. Anyways,
ghost pepper. Yeah, I don't know.
I would try them, but
I would.
they're from like the early 2000s.
I'm saying no to most of these.
Doritos. They came out with these for Stranger Things. I remember. They have the 3D chili cheese nacho and 3D crunchy spicy ranch.
I heard the 3D one sucked, so no thanks.
I liked them. They had a 3 cheese one for Stranger Things that was good. Regular nacho cheese. They had a jalapeno cheddar one way back in the 90s.
I don't
3D.
like jalapeno is part of the problem.
Yeah. Nacho cheesier 3D Doritos. They had Texas paprika. I don't know if I would try that. Sounds kind of zesty ranch. That sounds good. Okay, third degree burn was scorching habanero. After dark, you remember those ones? After dark, last call kebab. What's that name?
I'm good.
After dark, southern fried chicken.
I don't know. that sounds tempting. I remember we had the chicken and waffle lays. Those sucked.
Yeah. Doritos Baja Fiery Mango. These are newer. They were fine. A lot of people didn't like them. They said they were too sweet, but I liked them. I didn't love them, but I liked them. Baja Picante. That's an old one. Interesting. Cooler Ranch. I've heard people say they need to bring that one back.
I would try that.
They also have nacho cheese here, so they're just like different. Yeah. Black pepper jack. Okay, so it's like a cheese. Okay, try that.
Interesting.
Doritos Blaze. That was just like a really hot one. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was just like, nah, this is just stupid hot for the sake of being stupid hot.
Review the purple one.
Blazing Buffalo Ranch. That's good. Doritos Burn. So they've done a lot of these ones where it's like, oh, let's just make them really hot. Chili Heat Wave. That's like a Canadian one I hear about a lot. Blaze Ultimate Cheddar. So it's just like a
hot
cheddar version of Blaze. Yeah. They have a bunch of collisions flavors where they mix flavors. I'm not getting into that. Although they have a Chipotle Ranch and Zesty Taco. That sounds like it could be good. Obviously we got Cool Ranch.
Do they have
classic?
Do they have a Nemesis tea flavor by any chance?
Oh my gosh. Diablo, another freaking super hot one. They have the Dynamite flavors. We're not going to go into that. Let's stick to like.
Weren't those like Takis
Doritos.
basically?
Yeah, but I like them better than Takis. Doritos Dippas. The hell is that?
That sounds like a slur.
I know. What the hell? Doritos Extreme Kickin' Chili. Interesting. Extreme Queso Grande. Weird.
Big cheese?
Okay, they had like a line of extreme ones where it was like extra powder or something. Zesty sour cream and cheddar. I would try that.
Sour cream and cheddar, yeah, I would try that because they have they have Ruffles that are like that, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
cheddar and sour cream.
That's not a bad flavor.
Yeah. Fiery habanero, which looks like the one of the degree burns, just brought back. Flamas gave me diarrhea. It's like a Mexican. It's like a Mexican version. Like whatever they use for the powder, just like instantly gave me. It's like a laxative effect. Awful. Made my stomach hurt. Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch, so good. One of the best things they've made in recent memory. They also have Flamin' Hot Limon, Flamin' Hot Nacho, Flamin' Hot Thai
Well,
red curry. That was kind of
random
gross.
thing. So Limon, we got Wingstop on Thursday, I think, and I had the lemon pepper fries and a lemon pepper chicken, and I mean it was good at first, but like that flavor gets tiring really fast.
Yeah, I like garlic parmesan
I would
from
probably try
there.
garlic parmesan. I should have done that. I don't know if we got it though. But I know they got some Mexican style one as well, and I was like, I'm good.
Doritos four cheese. I would definitely try that.
Sure, yeah.
Sounds good. Garlic shrimp, garlic steak. I've had those. Those are from
I
like
would not
Korea.
want a shrimp flavored Dorito. That
It
sounds gross.
it was actually okay. Um, golden cheese. That's like a Canadian one. Golden sriracha. That's one of the newest flavors. It was fine. We got guacamole, which I hear is coming back. People like that one. Honey chili. That's interesting. Doritos hot corn. What the hell is that?
Get that corn out of my face.
Yeah, it's just like a spicy Dorito. Like this, like they ran out of names for spicy.
Hot corn.
Hot mustard. Gross. I hated it. It was gross. Italiano tomato and cheese. It's supposed to taste like pizza.
I'd try that. Yeah, I had those.
Doritos jacked Boston garlic shrimp. Get the hell out of here
Have
with
you ever
that.
had
That sounds awful.
the pizza Pringles.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
They have they have like one from Italy that's literally like supreme pizza. It's so good.
So the pizza Pringles were so good, but I remember like if I think back to that, I want to throw up because I used to eat those all the time,
Ugh.
and like
Ugh.
it's so artificial, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
literally they got a Pringle and just put this red powder on it, and it tasted really
Yeah.
good. But it's like when someone's like, "Here's a baking soda." You're like, something's wrong
Ugh.
there, man. Like the flavor was good. It's just like something's wrong.
Yeah. This one I would definitely try. Doritos jacked enchilada supreme. I would try that. They also have a jacked smoky chipotle barbecue. A jacked spicy street taco.
Bro's gonna name all 200 flavors. I swear to God.
No, I'm skipping a lot here. We're actually like close to being done. They have a jumpin' jack cheese. That's good. They've brought that back a couple times.
Most of these are just
The-
freaking cheese, dude. They're all just cheese.
there-
and
there-
hot.
there's so many different kinds of cheese, though, is the thing.
Oh yeah, I
they-
can't wait for the Doritos
ketchup?
Gorgonzola. Ew.
It's kind of pungent. It's good. They have a Gouda. Gouda Doritos. Doritos, ketchup flavored Doritos. That's
That
been a
sounds
thing in
gross.
Canada for a long time. They're like too sweet. Like it's weird.
Well,
My
'cause
brain is
ketchup-
like, this should
ketchup-
not taste like it.
Ketchup is a sweeter version of just tomato sauce, isn't it?
Yeah. Doritos late night all nighter cheeseburger. I remember that one. It was weird because you could taste the topping.
That's like stoner Doritos, dude.
Yeah. All American hot wings. I would try that. Doritos. This one I wish I had gotten to try. I don't know how I didn't get to. It looks like it might be from another country. That's why. But Doritos late night fully loaded nachos. That sounds delicious. They have a late night last call jalapeno popper. That is good, but you don't like jalapenos. But I remember that being good. Seasoned Galbi chicken. That one was weird. It tasted like roasted chicken. Doritos late night sizzling cheeseburger. That's just another iteration of the one we already talked about. They have these names, dude. Doritos late night tacos at midnight. Why is the at midnight important? You know what I mean?
No.
But all the taco Doritos taste the same. They had like a Taco Bell version of Cool Ranch and nacho cheese where they had like a taco taste to them as well. They called those Locos Tacos, Cool Ranch and nacho cheese. Dude, this one always cracks me up. Doritos mild salt. You gotta give it a little salt, just mild though.
is that not just a tortilla chip?
It's just a tortilla chip with like lightly salted, but they didn't want to go lightly salted Doritos. They go mild salt. Mexican hot flavor. It's just like a racist, like sombrero wearing
Well,
dude
I
on
mean,
the front.
would you rather Mexican hot or hot Mexican?
Well, it's just like Mexican hot flavor. Flavor. It's spelled like with the U in it.
Oh, that's got to be a Europe thing then. UK or maybe Australia.
Got classic nacho cheese. We got Mr. Dragon's fire chips.
Is that Japan, China, or I don't know.
Australia. They have a bunch of different like versions of nacho cheese from different countries because they can't use the same ingredients. White nacho cheese. I remember that one. It was like a healthier version. That's that
Yeah.
one where I found a ball of cheese in there. Remember? I could have sworn I made a TikTok. I was like, "What the hell is this? I don't even ball of cheese, like cheese powder." Um, Original taco. They all taste the same. Doritos pizza, pizza supreme,
Yeah,
top and
I
jalapeno,
think at this point we're just repeating flavors with like
ranchero. I remember that being good. Doritos roulette were like random ones are spicy. They had a couple different versions of that. Original, that's just tortilla chips. Doritos salsa Rio. That actually sounds. That looks like it was like a. It has that like that retro logo on it. Salsa Verde, classic.
Yeah.
Doritos salsa, screaming sriracha. They had a sriracha one not too long ago that was good. Seasoned chicken, peppercorn chicken, sizzling picante. I would try that. That almost looks like an older version of spicy sweet chili. Sonic sour cream, cheddar barbecue, smoking barbecue, sour cream and onion. I'm surprised we don't have that anymore. Doritos Spice 2.0. You see what I'm saying? They just like
Yeah,
ran out of
that's what I'm
ideas.
saying. I think all these it's just different varieties of the same freaking flavor. Like I don't.
Spicy garlic, spicy nacho,
Yeah,
spicy pineapple jalapeno was good.
I don't think there's much else on this list that's really gonna be
It's
interesting.
almost over. Spicy sweet chili, sweet and tangy barbecue is a newer one. Supreme cheddar, tailgater barbecue, tangy cheese, tangy pickle, tangy ranch, tangy ketchup, tangy tamarind. That one they need to bring
Bro,
back.
how are they gonna have two flavors of ketchup? Just continue. This is freaking stupid. Bro.
Tapatio, Thai pepper chicken, taco flavor retro, toasted corn. I remember I was like, that one's awful. It's just like plain Doritos. Doritos the Quest. What is that supposed to do? No idea. It's like a mysterious looking bag. Doritos Turca, like an Indian flavor. Twisted lime was good. Ultimate cheddar was good. Doritos unidentified. It's like
Classified.
a mystery flavor. Wild white nacho. Wasabi Doritos. I can see that being a hit. Warzone inspired Flamin' Hot Fire Zone. Flamin' Hot Nacho, zesty cheese. We got some beef jerky. We got Cool Ranch flavored Lay's, which I remember those were good. Popcorn, and that's it. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
dude, they have a nacho cheese popcorn. I think they have a Cool Ranch one too. If you ever find those at the store, I can't remember who makes them, but they are delicious.
The amount of times I heard cheese and freaking taco in the past like 10 minutes, I need to take a nap.
Yeah, there's 218 Doritos flavors, but like half of them are just the same iterations of the
Yeah.
same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's really like 100, but
All right. So
we officially went through all the Doritos flavors.
recommendations for the this episode.
F1.
I'm sure I recommended Pulp Fiction in the past, but I watched it. And the movie's really freaking good. So go
I don't know
watch
if is it available anywhere,
it's on Voodoo.
but yeah, but people you have to pay for it. Let me see here. It's on Paramount.
All right, there you go.
So if you have Paramount Plus, watch Pulp Fiction. It's a classic.
I'm sure they have it on YouTube as well.
To like rent maybe, but not
Yeah.
rent or buy. F1. If you're thinking about going to the movies, I literally think F1 now that Sinners is on Max. So I guess watch Sinners if you haven't seen Sinners. But F1 is the best thing you can go and see in theaters right now, I would say. Phenomenal. 5 out of 5. Anyways, that was an interesting episode.
Doritos.
Join the Discord, join our Patreon. We would appreciate the support and get some G Fuel. It's BOGO, baby. Get you some. Use code Danny D to support your boy.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Ah.